Welcome back to another exciting episode of Pokemon D&D Snow. I'm your host and GM for this evening, the Gold Crow, and with me I have four of my wonderful friends with me, and one of them I think is going to recap. Isn't that right? I forget who's going to do it.
Yes, I think that would be me doing recap this time. Last time we ended up taking Talia up on her offer to deal with the mines. So, gathering up the whole party, we ended up talking with her. I forget if this was also the same day that we had the newspaper show up, just sort of toting us around as rescuing the factory with Cedric. I could be mixing up dates, so I apologize on that. But we met up with Talia, sort of discussing what's going on, where the mine is, and what we were sort of doing there was getting back the automaton that she had sent down. So we'd be going in, trying to grab that back, or the core of it, since what was really important was the research that had been found since it got lost. Uh, we set out and eventually did arrive, and for the most part, we kind of just
Here, I think.
okay.
Yeah.
I heard the and immediately just
Yeah.
got very concerned. But what was I last on?
You went to the cave and that the mine.
Okay.
That's as far as I got.
Yep. So we arrived at the cave in the mines, discovering that it was actually fairly poisonous in here, hence the commonality of just poison and steel types working in the mines. So we had to brave through the poison. Unfortunately, Dante and Proteus didn't have the greatest of times, so unfortunately, the two of us got sick while Malcolm was able to stave it off, and Ira was just able to use the gas mask that she had taken off of one of the murder that we last faced at the factory sabotage. From there, we ended up making our way deeper into the caves before coming through several junctions. We explored pretty much all the different branches of the cave, discovering one chest that seemed to just be sitting on the opposite side of a pretty deep chasm to find a cloak of protection in there. So we handed that off to Malcolm, who now has a neat little cape with him. Um, Afterwards, we tried finding our way deeper in the cave, avoiding the poison river when we could, and discovered a strange backpack with several bottles in them that, after pulling them out, we figured out they were actually potions and a strange skull, which also, upon pulling out, came to life, rambling madness and dealing with that, only to get fireballs. We discovered that later. This thing was actually some sort of just poor soul trapped there. At least Ira did. But we moved on and had a quick rest, dealing with a strange snail that uh, was pretty resilient to spells, so we had a decently tough time dealing with that. Only to move on and finally find our way with the automaton, only to be guarded by yet another one of these strange not constructs, amalgamations of both tech and just flesh that was pretty rough of a fight, but we did end up getting through it, and eventually we were able to take pretty much everything out of the cave back with us.
Yep. And that's where we ended. And you also went through the gas using replicated masks
Right,
instead of fighting
yeah.
the skull again.
Proteus took the little trick that he had.
All right, yeah, you can have a reroll for the session, and I'm going to circumvent a lot of this. You guys kind of go out the same way you got in here, but you're transporting two of these large objects So it takes a little bit to get it all out. But utilizing the tools you have, you are able to do it. And you reach the mouth of the mine once again, where the smoggy air kind of greets you as you maybe take in a breath of fresh air as all you get is smog and just start coughing your lungs out. Yeah, you're now outside with these enormous prismatic shell and a and this automaton that's kind of draped over the floating disc. Where do you wish to go from here?
Hmm.
First things first, we're gonna return. We should return the automaton.
Yeah, and you should get that
Yeah.
back before things see us.
Well, there's various workers outside this mine, and
They're probably raspberrying us then.
they can like I'll give you a chance. Like if you want to attempt to transport these a little more subtly, you can. But there's some miners outside the mountain just kind of hacking at the wall.
I use silent image to make the robot look like another shell.
I
We have two shell.
Yeah,
we could just cover this in. We could just drape it like a cloth. Do we have like a
Be
big like
more
blanket or
suspicious?
something to drape it over?
Malcolm's cloak.
it's a
Malcolm's
large.
cloak, yeah.
It's a large. They're both large things.
Yeah, like my silent
Yeah.
image can only cover one of them, which is why I'm
Yeah.
like, I'd rather just walk out with two shells instead of one.
Okay.
You think that'll work?
You think we're not going to get looks carrying these?
Oh, we're gonna get
shells?
looks with weird shells, but at least two weird shells won't get them saying, "You're working with the enemy!"
Then
I guess that's
my
fair.
only goal here.
you could
I mean-
definitely like going into the mine. You definitely spotted like Cedric's workers as well.
That's fair. I think
Oh yeah, for sure.
hiding the automaton's probably the best bet.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep
Yeah.
casting silent image over it and making it look like
Yeah.
a shell.
And you can move the silent image, so I'll say you can just kind of do that then. Yeah, okay,
So,
yeah. Cool. Yeah, so like you maybe like double back seeing like a bunch of other people outside the mines, and you turn the shell or the automaton into another one of these kind of glorious looking shells. As you begin, you plan to make your way to Talia's.
Yeah.
All right.
Mhm.
Everyone roll a d6 for when you walk out.
Oh boy.
Okay.
We're gonna get shell taxed.
We're gonna get attacked.
6.
4, 6,
Four.
5.
Okay,
Two.
it looks like one of these Laron was gonna approach you, not out of suspicion, but kind of like the glitter of gold in his eyes, just to like admire this. But like this, his Agron superior just kind of like grabs him and points to get him back to work, and it seems like you kind of avoid an interaction there.
Oh, good.
As you kind of bring your way back to the city proper. On your way through the city, you hear as you enter kind of the more the smoother sounds of the automations district. You you see the familiar figure of a very prim and proper Jasper, who notices you for. Is it still a shell?
It's still a shell, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and he seems to he looks less interested in the shell, but he seems to be approaching you for.
Okay.
Hmm.
Is there anything you are you going to confront him?
I mean, I
seems
guess we're not
he's
going to
confronting
ignore that.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah, I thought you made it sound like he was coming to us, like.
no, he is
Sounds like-
he is coming to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not just going to be like, oh, shoot, start walking faster.
Turn around the other direction. All right. Yeah. So
No,
he.
that would be too obvious.
Go.
Okay. Yeah. He looks at your quarry and says, "My, I must say you've outdone yourselves. Those are quite the prize you got there. There are people who would pay quite handsomely for something so unique.
They're ours. They're made of dreams.
Oh, is that so? You see,
Something like that.
I remember you four. You were at one of my rallies. I think I talked to you as he points to Ira.
That would be correct. Nice to see you again.
And then, as chance would have it, I read the paper and I discovered you saved Cedric's factory. That's quite commendable.
Well, thanks. We just were in the area and tried to keep things from getting worse.
You were in the right place at the right time, and so I suppose that's. I suppose we just felt the need to help out.
Would you be willing to do some things for me as well? I mean, you've proven yourself capable for what you've done for Cedric.
You gotta promise grass.
Oh, I can promise a lot of
That's-
grass.
You didn't say that before.
Oh yes, but now I know that the people want grass. I could definitely put it on the agenda.
Malcolm's eyes
Yeah.
narrow.
Well, I suppose helping out's what we're good at. What in particular do you need?
Well, it's sort of a there are some other politicians from neighboring towns and cities that wish to dig up information about the state of Ironbroach. And all I wish you to do is just a little subterfuge and see what they're talking about, because I know they're going to have a meeting soon. I don't need you to do something silly like assassinate anyone or anything like that. Just gather information at a meeting and don't get caught.
So you want us to spy on these other politicians?
Yes. You see, I think it's justified because I'm from Loomhausen, and what they're going to do is spread something we call fake news.
Oh, are they now?
Mm-hmm. I know this isn't my first time around the block, and I know how the game is played. They'll take one little detail and turn it up to 11. And if you're able to do this for me, I'm able to disprove these allegations.
It's a rather interesting situation you have going on, especially considering you're not currently even part of Ironbirch's government. Surprised you managed to learn about this to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose that's commendable on your part.
Mhm. Well, it's more of a just a failsafe for when I do inevitably take the Iron Council.
I see. And I I I guess well, if we're going to be, performing a little bit of subterfuge, that's a rather big ask.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, reward aside, I'd also like to know rewards aside, and that can be discussed later, but I, I'm more so curious at the moment as to why such people would go to such lengths to discredit Ironbroach.
Well, for political gain. I suppose they want to take it as well. But that's for you to figure out why they want to do this. It's just a little birdie told me about this meeting.
I suppose that's fair. Well, we're rather busy,
Kinda
but
birdie.
What was that?
What kind of birdie?
uh,
uh,
a small one.
It wasn't black, was it?
What?
No, it was not black.
Okay, because we've dealt with a lot of little black birdies lately.
Oh, you must be talking about those heinous rogues from the murder. Yes, I heard that's who you foiled in the factory.
Yeah.
Well, good job.
yeah, it's a rather, yeah.
They're quite a nuisance, both. Very strange. They weren't here. They're not working under their MO here. It's a peculiar situation.
Yeah, agreed. Hmm.
There's a lot of.
But
Oh, go on.
I suppose we can, we'll consider your offer. We have a lot to work on right now. Do you know when this meeting is occurring or where? I suppose that would be important.
It's going to be in the outskirts of Ironbroach. It's a kind of a sister little settlement called Einbeck. Einbeck, yeah. There's a tavern where it will be conducted in the basement, is what I heard. It'll be done in a week. But this isn't just for me. Keep in mind, it's for Ironbroach itself.
Right, right. Well, I suppose in a week we can see if there's anything to uncover.
Yeah.
Um, I assume this is to stay between us.
I would like it to, yes. Don't add some more spice to the pot. What's going on already between Talia and Cedric? It is interesting, isn't it, how things work out in Ironbroach. People tend to show one face to the world while keeping another in the shadows. Take Alara, for instance.
Oh?
Oh, what? You don't know?
All I've heard is that she's interested in being the middle ground.
Yes. You see, in politics, one who doesn't make decisive decisions usually doesn't want eyes on them. which probably means they have a secret to hide. I've always wondered how she got to where she is, a small town leader rising so fast. Makes you think there's more to her than meets the eye. Bit too competent for someone who claims to rely on good old-fashioned politics, don't you think? Sometimes you have to ask yourself, what's she hiding? But of course, that's just me thinking out loud. Don't get me in your heads.
Right. I'm sure you wouldn't know anything about that sort of thing, about those sorts of secrets.
Haven't the faintest. Anyway, you have a good day. Vote for Jasper. I'll see you in the future. And he kind of gives you a little bow and walks away.
Yeah, Ira just kind of gives a small wave with one of her arms.
Yeah.
She looks...
Dante just kind of cocks a brow and watches as he walks off before turning to the rest of the group. Very different Pokemon from the species.
Mm,
What, Dartrix? You mean he's not
No.
sleepy?
That's not
That's-
what I mean.
What? Oh, that's about what I expected.
His mannerisms.
Well,
So personable at the meetings, but here he just...
he's
Like
to the
this.
point, in some ways at least.
Almost accusatory, though, when it came to...
Well,
I would not
I
be
guess it's a-
surprised if we would find Alara at this meeting he wants us to visit.
maybe.
That being said, I'm inclined to work for him, if for no other reason than to find out what he's trying to hide.
And that meeting itself sounds rather interesting as well. I mentioned trying to find dirt on Iron Brooch. Perhaps that can lead us closer to the truth of what's going on here with the
Just
murder.
seems like sticking our noses in business that we really shouldn't be in.
Well, that's kind of what we're doing anyways.
It's too late to not be involved. In case you haven't noticed, we're in the newspaper and Jasper used us as an advertising thing.
He just had a sticker on the front of the newspaper.
All the same, you know that out of all the newspapers that have come out in the past like 3 or 4 months, this is probably the most purchased one.
He covered up Anna's button. That was mean. I don't like him.
I did not detect him using any spells this time, Ira. Strange.
Well, you didn't detect him doing anything last time either, did you?
Yes, did you feel strange? Did you feel like your mind was being wrested from you?
No. It's just well, he's a politician, so there's a general unease with that, but I don't think anything that had anything to do with magic.
What is
Anyways, let's. Oh,
what is a politician?
what? Oh no, that's. Ooh, that's that's a long discussion. You didn't have
No, it was just usually princes took the thrones of the associated kingdoms, and
Sometimes I forget you're centuries old. It's been centuries.
well, you can tell me about this later.
Yeah, let's. Anyways, let's make our way to Talia. We're wasting time.
Yeah.
And illusion.
Yeah, you're probably like popping it back up with like it kind of jitters a little bit every time.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, you go back to Forge Right Industries. Are you gonna walk in with it as an automaton or as a shell?
We're gonna walk.
At this point, probably an automaton, since we're the
I mean,
district.
pretty much Proteus is going to have the assumption that it is more or less he won't drop it until like we go through the front door and know that no one else is there but Talia.
Okay. Yeah,
That makes sense.
you kind of get there into her workshop where you kind of see her there, and she turns around to regard you. And you would make it look like an automaton, or is it a shell right now?
Yeah, if it's just her in here, then I'll have dropped the illusion.
Whoa. Huh. Well, color me impressed. You made it back in one piece, and with the prototype intact. I knew I hired the right group, and hey, no missing limbs. That's always a plus.
Yeah, they might be a bit strained from the carry here. She kind of says as she lowers the platform down to the ground.
You
But should be all intact.
And what's that? That looks like a pretty hefty piece of material there.
Oh, this is
It's a
Oh,
shell
right.
made of dreams.
Oh.
We ran into a strange cargo in the mines.
Well, I know some. I think those apothecaries can make something out of that. Fortunately, it's not metal, so I can't do anything for you with that.
well, here. It'd be nice to stop hefting it around, make something useful out of it. We assumed it'd be at the very least valuable, if not potentially useful, given the weird properties it had.
But now, as promised, you'll get your reward. I believe 500 gold is what we agreed on. Solid thanks from me to you.
Believe so.
And a little bonus because I'm feeling generous.
Hmm.
You can all take free classes here to get the ropes of what we do. On me. Only once though. I'm not going to be a charity case.
Very kind of you.
I'll have the gold sent to your inn, Howling Gears, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, correct.
But she goes over to her desk. Here's something better for the road. She goes into her desk and pulls out 4 tickets and just hands it to whoever's in front. Access to my private guest car on the lightning rail. Yeah, you heard that right. My personal guest car.
Ooh.
Just try not to party too hard in it, all right?
I don't
Yeah,
think
well,
we're that kind of group, anyways.
well, most of us.
And these tickets are for 3 days from now in the evening. Take the night to get there so you can enjoy my guest car. Have a sleep on Ironbroach's pride and joy.
Hmm.
But there's the
3
reason
days.
I'm sending you here, and where it gets a little interesting. I've also got you access to something special. The magnesite mine. It's the rare mineral I showed you two that we're contractually obligated to ship off to Lumhausen. But you're not contractors now, are you?
No, we are not.
Mhm.
You can help yourself to as much as you can. Try to conceal it. I'll make sure no one asks questions, even if you don't. I got some ideas what to do with it. And let's just say it doesn't involve shipping it to Lumhausen.
Hmm.
It could perhaps make you something for the road.
You said this was what, 3 days' time?
In 3 days, the lightning rail will depart in the evening, so you have the day on the third day as well.
All right. Well, and the the magnesite mine is obviously at at our destination.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and one more thing. Cedric's workers have been spinning ghost stories. Tools disappearing, carts going missing. They think the mine is haunted. Personally, I'm betting there's something more mundane behind it. But hey, could be worth checking out. I'd hate for Cedric to lose more than just his mind.
God. Yeah, it seems like there's all sorts of things going on around town.
Like what?
Hey. That missing shipments, all kinds of weird things. Those ghost stories we heard about as well rather recently, so.
Yeah.
There was the strange skull we found in the mine.
Yeah, well, that's. I don't know if that was that really had anything to do with the current goings on.
Of course, but
Seemed
still.
like a lost soul, if nothing else.
Well, it makes perfect sense you found, well, that. Those mines were a settlement for the mages, the sorcerer lords back in the day.
Where are they now?
Where are they?
Yeah, I don't know much about that magical mumbo jumbo, but I know that at the very least. We found some exotic things in there sometimes. It's kind of why I sent the prototype deep inside there. She says that as she kind of uses the key on the bottom and takes out the core.
Yeah. All weird, but aside from this thing, we didn't really see much of note, so.
Well, I can get some data from. That's when one of the her subordinates, a little drillber, kind of walks in and says, "Ma'am, I have excellent news. The experimental drilling automaton is at 99.999% safe, flawless tests across the board. There's practically zero chance of failure, and I think we can." And that's when she says, first of all, knock. Second of all, practically zero. You think I care about practically zero? I don't want statistics. I want certainty. And he's just kind of sitting there a little dumbfounded. Do you understand what I'm saying? Or do I need to spell it out for you? Practically zero means there's still a chance. A chance someone could... Never mind. I don't care if the fail rate is 1 in a million or 1 in a billion? Until I say it's perfect, you keep testing. Or would you rather be the one to explain when the next flawless machine malfunctions and it takes someone with it? But ma'am, the odds are... I don't give a damn about your odds. I don't want odds. I want no mistakes. None! Now go back and push it further, or so help me, I'll find someone who can. And kind of the intimidated subordinate just nods quickly and just stumbles out of the room.
I think it's perhaps not my place, but really seem to care about safety of these things.
She walks over to her desk again and pulls out the bottle and starts pouring another glass of this ale. She kind of swigs a bit of it back. Yeah. Well, that got intense, huh? You think by now they'd learn not to argue with me about the numbers. She takes another swig of it. Anyway, like I said, the gold is yours. It'll be sent to your inn. The train car's yours, whatever you need it. But for now, you're good to go.
All right. Very good. Well, thank you for your offers, and I hope that you get everything you need to off of that prototype. Hopefully, it'll help you understand how to make it safer and smoother.
She just kind of like swigs back a lot, just the whole glass, and just kind of goes, yeah, sure.
Rather admirable, aiming for zero, well, perfection. With those sorts of things.
Look, you're still here. Just please go.
Malcolm's already gone.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, we'll just leave.
Yeah. All right. You kind of walk out of Forge Right Industries, and you're just kind of back in the automation district proper.
Malcolm's already kind of headed for the mines.
Wait, what?
What?
Malcolm, where are you going?
Wait, what mines is he headed for?
She says it's haunted, guys.
I thought that was...
Yes.
They're
scheduled to go for another 3 days.
No. She means the mines in Cedric's district. Or he means the mines in Cedric's
She meant
district.
the Magicite district. Well,
She did mean.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. The mines in the Magicite district are haunted.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe we can, knock out 2 birds with 1 stone there.
Well, you need to take the lightning rail there.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, which is in 3 days.
Yeah, which is in 3 days. So, about what time is it now? Is it kind of evening or?
Yeah, it's kind of late. Yeah, it's late midday, like heading into evening.
Yeah, we probably don't even have the time to, deal with that today anyways. Much less, get there. We have tickets for 3 days, not immediately. There is that green dye issue, though, that...
There is. We might be able to knock that out fast enough before the train.
I think it's worth pursuing. It's something strange, at the very least.
We also have
Proteus, you seemed rather invested in it.
Well, yeah, I mean, the more insignificant the crime seems, the more dangerous it becomes.
Hmm.
Are you sure about that? I would think sometimes petty crime is simply petty crime.
Weird way of putting it.
Yeah, I don't think this is petty crime.
Granted, the circumstances around it are very weird, I'll give you that.
Can't argue there.
Petty crime would be taking a bag of green dye from a stall. This required breaking into a factory and taking out vats.
Wait, no, this was a shipment.
It was from a shipment. Anyways,
Either way,
let's
it was intercepting something from similar caliber. And we know of a lot of fellows who intercept things.
well. I guess we might as well go speak with Alara about that issue, see what she has to say. Seemed like she changed. She didn't seem very keen on us helping out when I last spoke with her, but maybe I guess she changed her mind in the day or so.
Yeah, well, we should probably go talk to someone about the shell too.
Oh
Of
yeah.
course, we are
Probably
still
gesturing
hearing
to
that,
Malcolm, who's likely wearing it and licking it or something.
No, he does. He's
Mhm.
not licking it. He's just wearing it like his head is poking out from where the snail's head would poke out of it.
Well, Tony mentioned the apothecary, I think it was.
Let's go see Kira.
That's a bit of a ways away.
I want to see Fido.
Like several weeks, like almost a week out away.
Malcolm, I believe she was referring to the apothecary of Iron not
Yeah,
all
she's
the way.
gonna be there, right?
That's
Mm,
not.
Ollie will be
Oh.
there.
That's true. Probably.
Malcolm's already walking that way.
Okay. If you remember, the apothecary building was in the center of the kind of the central district.
Yeah.
Oh boy, the Jasper district?
Yeah.
Sure.
So their building kind of looks like it doesn't look very remarkable. It's kind of it almost looks like a little bunker. It has kind of barred windows and everything. You can't really see what's going on, but once you go in, it's a little more actually it's not really that much more spectacular, but you just see several Pokemon kind of investigating various these various objects from just very much akin to your shells, the shell you have, just knickknacks and all that, and they seem to be just kind of experimenting with them, just kind of putting them next to other ones with these strange kind of instruments sticking out of them with these little screens that have just making like various numbers and lines appear. And one of them walks up to you, asking you, "Who are you for?"
Where's Fido?
Who? This is like
he's
this is like a Spinda.
Yeah. We're adventurers, I suppose. Adventurers, sure. Actually, looking around, is there a little like a terminal
Yes.
around for Polly?
Yes, you see it kind of similar to the one you saw in Kira's abode. You see one over to the left.
Yeah, she kind of points over to the terminal and says, "We're associates of that guy."
Really? Do you have proof?
Would you
Dante
like
will
me
pull
to?
out one of the scanners.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. You're actually doing that for him. Wow. Okay. So yeah, just put it in there, and it should call him.
Hmm. Okay. Uh, also, we have this. She kind of gestures to the
Oh,
large shell.
wowie! I didn't even notice that. Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
we were told that you guys might know what to do with this thing. I mean, it's got some interesting properties to it, at least.
Yeah, we could. Well, if you're gonna talk to Polly, we can definitely scan that thing and see what we could do with it.
And that'd be appreciated. Anything to get off Malcolm's back.
Okay. May we have that, sir? They say to you, Malcolm.
Malcolm's head goes inside of it. It rolls upside down, and he jumps out of it.
I'm gonna need a lift here. We're just gonna take it to the back room. Don't worry. We're not gonna take it from you or anything. We're just going to scan it.
Be very careful with it. It's made of
Right.
dreams.
I
Just don't cast
Excuse
any
me?
spells on it.
Okay. Yes, sure. All right. Then you just kind of see this kind of this cart just kind of it lifted on a cart, and they're just push it to a back room while they let you use the terminal.
all right. I guess we'll slot in our scanners.
Yeah. It only needs one, so
Oh.
just kind of this indentation where you place it, and it kind of there's this hum on the screen for a second as you see the Porygon appear. It says, I have you collected you've collected data for me. I have noticed.
Yeah.
A couple things. We've
Strange
been
things.
trying these out when we can. We've been running into some weird things, so.
Is there anything you wish to make so far, or do you want to
Uh,
save it all?
Let's see. Well,
We've
the
had-
goggles of night wouldn't be a bad idea, but how does this all work, anyways? Do you need how do we get the samples to you to begin with?
Well, I've already got the samples actually, but
Oh.
I'm able to forward the item we are able to manufacture to our outposts here, and they should provide them for you. Give it a day.
All right. Well, let's see. Is there anything else we could do aside from the goggles of night?
I'm pretty sure the only thing we can do is the gloves of thievery, actually.
I don't think we have a
enough of that.
CR4 creature. Is the thing.
Yeah,
We haven't
yeah.
run into anything CR4.
Yeah. We've done goggles of night because we specifically did that with the Griffin. So, we haven't run into anything with the spider climb trait. Anything with resistance or immunities.
Personally, I'd say we just
Yeah,
continue
no.
to save up what we have.
Yeah, nothing. Don't want to use the goggles. Don't want to try and get those. I mean, I guess we do already have plenty of light sources and ability to see in the darkness even without that.
If I may make a recommendation, Ira,
Hmm.
if the ghosts in that mine are anything like what we fought in the other mine, then we should prepare for this. And two amongst us cannot see in the dark, so perhaps picking up the goggles would be a wise decision.
Hmm. I think the goggles of night would be a good idea. I can see in the dark, but She kind of looks to Dante and Malcolm. You two can't.
Dante simply just
That
casts produced flame and holds the strange purple flame in one of his hands.
she just kind of like raises her hands, like I suppose. I mean, if we were able to all see in the dark, it would be easier to navigate. Maybe be a little bit quieter, stealthier when we're navigating through darker areas, especially if we end up going back down into the mines again.
I guess we could always just make a second pair later on.
Or three is better. Three people being able to see and being able to potentially obscure some light, just to keep ourselves hidden better would be better than two people being able to see and we'd be able to navigate and allow kind of just drag one of us along. We kind of do that with Malcolm anyways.
That being said, though, I think I would trust Malcolm wearing the goggles than to trust him snuffing out the light.
With the
I'm-
bullseye lantern, he can't even snuff it out. If he snuffs it out, he has to relight it.
It falls on me.
We can always cover the light, and I mean we have spells for that as well.
Well, you can't
Roll
cover
this.
it completely unless you use the darkness spell on it, which then defeats the point of having it.
I can see the argument then for the goggles. I could always find ways of seeing on my own.
Hmm.
Malcolm doesn't need to have his own light source, then that's probably the best.
Malcolm is at the scanner and he says, "I want night lights for my eyes."
Okay, very well. That's the night goggles of night. I can do that right away. Do you all consent to this?
But
Yeah.
that's a very weird way of putting it, but sure.
Okay. Yeah, well, I'll have it prepared for you tomorrow.
I guess we're not using all of our pooled resources. All right.
If you are able to make 2 more items, I can expand the list of possible things I can make.
2 more items in general, or 2 more unique items?
2 more items in general.
Keep that in mind. Unfortunately, there's not much else we can do at the moment, I don't think. So, I suppose we'll be back here tomorrow, and I doubt we'll have anything then. But if we do, suppose you'll hear from us. You'll. I don't know how this works exactly. This notification.
Just drop by tomorrow morning, and it'll be ready for you.
Right. Okay.
Thanks.
Yes, no problem. I wish you luck in continuing getting more data for me. Thank you very much. And the screen goes blank.
Alright. Say goodbye to Griffin data, guys. Also, our only data.
We have more.
As long as we
I guess
go
you'll-
back with divides.
Or falls been shattered.
I have the.
Uh,
Yeah, what's a VOD?
Wait, that's just what my scanner says. It says check VOD.
Oh, wait. What? How did you lose the scan data in the scanner?
I don't know.
The Spinda comes back out and says, "Oh, that shell has some fascinating properties. It seems to be like resist magic, as you pointed out. We could do a few things with it, and just tell us which one you want. We could potentially make a weapon with it. We could make a robe that can temporarily stun enemies, or a shield that can reflect spells back at the caster.
Well, Dante, you can make use of all three of those, so your choice.
No, I can't make use of the shield.
You can't use shields?
It slows me down.
Oh, right.
Man, when we met you, you used them, and now you're disgusted by them. I can't believe this.
I've had some reading, and it's taught me a few useful things. That being said, I feel selfish asking for the robes, but I can't deny there's definitely some use in being able to stun quite a few things if they were to get the jump on us.
Okay, the robe. Good choice. We'll have that ready for you in the morning.
All right, very good.
Wow, you guys work fast.
Mm-hmm. We have studying artifacts like this is they're mainly from mystery dungeons, you see, and that's kind of what I know. We're treading on the mystery dungeons, the MDRA's footstep. We're treading on their toes, delving into this, but we're more interested in the artifacts rather than the nature of the places.
Yeah, application rather than just theory.
Yes, exactly.
Completely understandable. Well, I suppose we'll be back tomorrow for this, and I guess whatever else. I guess those goggles of night Polly said he'd be getting us.
Well, if you did something for him, yes, we'll have that for you as well.
All right, perfect. We'll see you then.
Thank you very much. And
Sweet.
you leave the apothecary building.
Yes. All right. Rounding out our errands, do we want to go speak with Alara tonight? Just so in the morning, unless she wants it done like overnight. In the morning we can just like get ourselves situated and then just head out.
Malcolm has 8 HP.
We can't afford to do any more venturing today.
I have
can-
no
we can-
skills.
We can at least go talk to her to get it set up and then do it in the morning, but we can't do it tonight.
Yeah, okay. All right. Let's
Probably at least best we go talk to her.
The sleep master has spoken. He must sleep.
So back to the Howling Gears.
Or were we
Yeah.
gonna talk to Alara
We-
first, or are we just gonna rest?
I guess it doesn't really matter too much whether we do it tonight or tomorrow morning.
If we're up
Okay,
early, just
yeah.
do that tomorrow morning, then it doesn't really cut off too much time in the day.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, we'll
That's-
rest, we'll go back and get our magic items, and then we'll go to Alara.
Okay. So you go back to your inn. You have free stay there, so you don't have to pay anything. And you're just gonna kind of hunker down for sleep.
And get our money.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
they will. Yeah, your money's waiting for you. They're waiting for you. 500 gold.
125 each.
Ooh.
250.
All right. I can use
Got it.
this.
Okay. Anything else you wish to do before you long rest?
As overnight, kind of while we're doing, while we're resting, Ira is, or as part of that rest, Ira is going to inscribe, identify into her Book of Ancient Secrets.
Okay. And that
That
would only cost 50 then, right?
is only 50. Yes.
All right. Yep, you can definitely do that.
All right, perfect. So yeah, she just kind of from the scroll into the book proper.
Okay.
All right.
All right. I don't know if Dante or Malcolm want to make potions, but we can do that too. I think.
Yep, you definitely can.
All right.
If you have,
No, I gotta.
you can make a. So here, it'll work this way. You can make a potion for 25 in your herbalism kit. But you could do that definitely. It's just kind of a short rest kind of thing. A greater healing potion will take a little longer. Let me just see that, how much it will be. I think it'll just be like I'll let you kind of do it over the day, but it'll take a day to make it, but it'll be 75 gold.
Ooh.
Really good price for that.
What do you think, Quill? Malcolm is the one who would make the best use of that right now.
Well, that would
I-
eat into tomorrow, right?
That would be until the end of tomorrow.
Well,
We
you're
could take classes tomorrow instead too.
But we're kind of on multiple time limits right now. I think
Well,
if
I mean, we can talk to her and then just do the classes on day 3 because
So day 3 is the train, though.
Day
day
two.
3 in the evening.
yeah, it's like evening. It's fine.
Let's cross bridges when we get there, guys.
do any of you have alchemist kits as well? No. Okay.
Alchemist supplies? No.
All right.
I'll be right back, guys.
All right.
Oh. Yeah. My thought is that we get started on this green dye stuff this day, because ticks over. We've got 2 days on the wait. So let's see. It was on the third evening, right?
Yeah. So tomorrow's
Day 1
tomorrow's like free day, and then
Okay, so we've got. Mhm.
and then the next day will be free morning. The lightning rail takes off.
Okay, so we've got 2 days to do stuff. I think we should start the green dye stuff, and if it only takes a day, great. If it takes longer than that, we'll have the time to finish taking care of it until day 3 rolls around, and we have the until the evening to finish taking care of it when the lightning rail comes around finally.
I'm
And
misunderstanding, because I thought it was tomorrow's day 1, the next day is day 2, and then end of day 3.
No, you're on day 1 right now, basically.
Okay, so we just rolled over.
Yeah.
Right.
oh, okay, we've just wait.
Yeah.
Okay.
Today's day 1. Tomorrow's day 2. The next day is day
Okay.
3 when it goes.
Okay.
Long rest has
So we have
happened.
3 days to take care of. We have 3 days to take care of green dye. If it takes that long, if it doesn't, great. We have time to do things like the classes, and potentially, if Alara has some other reward for us as well, we could potentially take care of that if it's really short. And then on the third, and we can also like talk with Cedric in that time because mines are apparently also haunted, so we can figure out what he means by that and just kind of like knock out 2 birds with 1 stone in the mines there potentially.
I thought the magnesite mines were the ones that were haunted.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, so that's a day
Yes, we
3
can-
thing.
Yeah, exactly. So we can do that on day 3. And then we can spend we can spend the day 1, 2, and the first, well, I guess most of day 3 until the evening working on the green dye stuff or anything else if we get done with the green dye.
We could
Just
take
gives us a
classes when
buffer.
we get back after the train.
Yeah, we could even do that.
Just talk to Alara now. If that sounds like what you want to do.
That's kind of what I'm inclined to do is just go talk to Laura and figure out the green die situation.
Yeah, we can do classes later. The green dye would. I mean, I think y'all also mentioned, or Proteus mentioned it being potentially time sensitive, and also wants it done. Like, yeah, the longer we wait, the more time the culprit gets to kind of like cover their tracks, and the further away they get physically and otherwise. So yeah. As for everything else, yeah, that's. But yeah, the inscription was all Ira wanted to do on the long rest, unless she can go buy something as part of that long rest. But I think that would probably be best suited for going and talk like a little bit after going and talking to Alara.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless Anna found me my kit.
You're in the inn right now.
Yeah, I think, yeah, yeah. Anna's elsewhere because we told her to not sleep with us because she probably because we might get attacked. Oh yeah, I guess Ira will set up alarm. I think you mentioned that being kind of an assumed thing.
Yep.
But at the very least, the second day, I want to just kind of clarify that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and you're gonna take the long rest now.
Sounds like it.
Okay. The night passes in the smoggy city, and Malcolm, are you there?
Here.
Oh, Quill's not here.
Darn it.
Oh no.
It's okay. You have all the benefits of a long rest.
Very cool.
Yeah.
We'll unpack that later.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay. Everyone wakes up. Everything is restored. Brand new smoggy day in Ironbroach.
Lovely.
What do you wish to do from here?
All right. Well,
Can I
it's
go talk
time.
to Laura?
Yeah.
All
We
right.
said we were picking our stuff up first, yeah?
Actually, that's a good question. Is that done now, or when is that done?
It's done in the morning, so you could you can go and get it right now. I'm not gonna be too strict on it.
Yeah.
All right. We'll get the goods. Maybe
We're
we'll
just going to-
while getting goods, we'll go see if Anna got my goods or not.
All right. Yeah, you see her selling some
Around.
stuff in the center of town in the little merchant hovel. Roll a percentile.
Did she get it?
49.
What were you looking for?
I was looking for, I believe, a disguise kit. Yes.
She hasn't found it yet.
We'll get there eventually.
Unfortunate.
Need a little higher. Okay. And to the apothecaries, and once you get there, you get a little warmer reception when you go in there, and they bring you this kind of little suitcase. Actually, two of them. One smaller than the other, and they just kind of hand it to you. And these were for you.
Thank you.
Alright, perfect.
Malcolm's eyes are probably still closed right now, so we'll put them on his head so it looks like he's got his eyes open. The age-old trick of wearing sunglasses to hide your sleepiness.
Oh no, he's sleepwalking around right now.
Weekend at Malcolm's.
What about Malcolm?
Oh hi.
Yeah. You wake up from a long rest.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. And Yeah, in the smaller suitcase, there's a little pair of goggles on it that have kind of these green lenses that they are affixing to your head, Malcolm. And
Yay. Do they require attunement?
nope,
Cool.
you just have dark vision out to 60 feet, I think.
60, yeah.
Yeah.
If you already have dark vision, wearing them increases its range by 60 feet. Oh no.
So I need them so I can have 180 feet.
yeah,
Wow.
exactly.
Does this mean you can stack them for even more range?
Yeah, just have a bunch of goggles of a night stacked on each other.
Give yourself enough on your head until you have a bloody nose.
Oh, what? Yeah.
And in the somewhat larger suitcase, you see this kind of exquisite robe with kind of those iridescent colors that the snail had, and this one would require attunement.
Are the goggles of night vision a magic item?
They're not in the world, but they are mechanically.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
I call them magical non-attunements.
yeah.
All right. Who was taking it? It was
I
Dante,
think
right?
I'm getting the robes, yeah.
Okay.
All right, you don them, and if you want to attune to them while you're just kind of walking around, I'll let you do that.
Right. We'll do that.
And I've sent you the stats for them, so you know what they do.
Bring them down.
All right. Yeah. You've done your business here. You've got some new magic items.
All right. One thing, probably not here, but I guess while we're going to, like, between here and Alara, I was just going to be on the lookout for any place selling, like, gems or, like, valuable stones or stuff like that, because she needs the component for Identify, a pearl worth at least 100 gold.
You would probably most definitely be able to find something like that here. Considering what this place is, yeah, you could definitely find that, like a jeweler's, because it's mining, right? Even though it's a pearl, but
Mm-hmm.
you could definitely find that for that price.
Okay, then
Yeah.
if you're fine with me just marking that down.
Yeah, you could just stop by where kind of Anna's hanging around. You could find somewhere selling one of those.
Okay, so yeah. Let's see.
In fact, it might be like one of those little street shops where they're just selling random jewelry, and maybe you see like a pearl earring, and you're like, "Ooh!" and you just kind of rip the earring part off of it.
Oh gosh.
I don't think she'd be that like that.
Yeah,
I guess what's
Brazen.
the word? Brazen, yeah. But she would definitely,
So
yeah, she would definitely just go
earrings,
ahead and buy that.
just
Also,
buy
buy
the earring.
Malcolm
folded by the
switched.
earring.
Malcolm switched from slow to push on his long rest.
Okay.
Ooh,
Yeah, we can
Which
do
weapon
that.
does that?
He's got a pike.
A pike. Okay.
ooh,
Interesting. Okay.
pushing at range.
And his warhammer.
It is Warhammer.
Oh yeah.
Well, you assign the weapon mastery to a specific item. Or
Oh, is that true?
Yeah.
Or is that
You
so?
choose
Is it?
So it has to either be the Warhammer or the pick. Or pike.
masteries
Pike.
are the weapons themselves, not the
Yeah.
attribute.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
What?
All right, pike then.
Pike. All right, gotcha. All right. What do you do from here?
Go
let's go
to.
talk to Alara.
All right,
Yeah.
to the textile district, where the kind of the smell of smog and industry is kind of masked by the kind of perfumey smell of this place. I think it's Proteus and Dante's first time here, as you see the things I described to the other two beforehand, where you just see more or less all these like machines and mining tools and more of these exquisite looking fabrics, and you see merchants selling just kind of these clothing and just rugs and various other exotic pieces of exotic things like that. But you go back to the building you two met Alara at the Windcrest. And you... she's not there. If you remember correctly, she was coming back, the Skarmory Alara. She was coming back from somewhere, and she just saw you as she was walking in. Well, Malcolm's flowers were caught her notice, which are still there.
If there are new buds that are growing, they bloom as well.
Yeah. They begin like you're just extending when Malcolm goes near it.
It looks like Proteus was looking to buy green dye before we got there.
Yeah, I want to buy green dye before we get there so I can experiment with it.
You could buy it's pretty mundane. You can buy a container of it for 1 gold.
Okay.
Guys, we can dye Malcolm's
Wait,
wool.
does it come in a bottle? Do I get the
No.
bottle too?
It comes in like, it's very much like a potion bottle.
Yes.
Not a full bottle, not quite a vial.
Yeah.
Somewhere in between.
That's good enough for the purposes of getting slime.
Suddenly, this is Zelda, where we get a bottle. It's like, oh
this
my
is the
god.
best side quest.
Anyways, she's not here. I guess we could ask around about where she would be.
Yeah. Is that what you wish to do?
Yeah, Malcolm will pretty much just walk up to the first person he sees and say, "Where's Alara?"
Oh, she is. It's actually the person that cheered you, Malcolm.
Oh,
Oh, you.
Hi.
You're looking for Alara. She's I think she went to the docks.
Thanks.
all right. Docks it is.
Yeah, you go down to the docks of the area, and there's just kind of it opens out into this little harbor area, or a large harbor area, where there's various boats and ships being loaded with these large containers, and you actually see some kind of sailing off, and you Malcolm and Ira see the familiar Skarmory. She's kind of wearing kind of these very colorful robes. They kind of look very they're very light and just kind of have bright colors to them on her steely frame. But she appears to just be kind of casually talking to another Pokemon, pointing up at the shipping containers. It doesn't seem to be like an intense conversation, but it just seems like she's instructing something about the containers.
All right.
Well,
Malcolm pretty much walks up to her and just kind of bumps into her to get her attention.
Excuse. She kind of shoos away the Abra away from her. Yes, we'll talk another time. It's a pleasure to see you again.
Hi.
Oh,
Kinda covering his
sorry
eyes.
for the interruption. We were intending to wait until you were done.
As you-
Morning.
Good morning. I read the newspaper the other day and heard what you did for Cedric. Like I I think you told me, but I forgive me, but I don't I don't believe most of what I hear when it comes from these flights of fantasy. But the proofs in the tabloid, I guess.
Oh, that's understandable. A rather odd series of events, anyways. But we were here because well, our friend Anna told us that she had talked to you. Um, that you had were maybe a bit more interested in before in solving that green dye problem.
Yes, I didn't trust you with well, I didn't want to trust anyone to just with that certain issue, but
Mm-hmm.
again, when I saw you in the paper, I reconsidered. And I asked her if I could talk with you about it.
Oh, well, here we are. Unless you want to discuss this somewhere a bit more discreet.
Oh, well, it's all right. It's nothing. The incident itself is not. It's not a crisis or anything. It's just. It's as simple as that. I just wish for you to track down what happened to it. Find it.
Okay.
And
There is one potential lead I have. I don't know how credible it is, but it's something.
one potential lead. All right. I assume it's some sort of hearsay of an eyewitness account.
Uh, well, it's more of a judge of character, if anything else. There were in the forests surrounding, well, far out. There have been numerous bandit attacks. You probably know about this, as you are outsiders who have traveled here. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been on the end of on the receiving end of one of those before.
And a strange rumor I heard is some of them work with the druids that are known to dwell in those forests. Now, druids are a strange lot. I don't know too much about them, but they their their morality compass seems to be very fickle. Like, I've heard there are ones that are very inviting and malevolent, but I've heard rumors of malevolent ones. And what I suspect is perhaps those bandits in the forests and those druids in the forests collaborated in stealing the dye for emerald moss, which is a key ingredient for for some spells druids are known to use. And I think maybe bandits took the dye for these druids. I don't have any concrete proof, but I'd like that investigation.
Emerald moss, you said?
Yes, emerald moss is a key ingredient in the green dye.
Hmm. Well, interesting. Do you know where the dye was lost? Yeah, I guess the road in which the shipment was on.
Yes.
As that'll be the first place we're likely to look.
Yes, it's a little far out because well, we don't get much vegetation around Ironbroach.
Hmm. Uh, how far out?
About a day or two, give or take.
And that's where the shipment was lost, or that's where the shipment was sent from?
It's where it was sent from, but it wasn't on. It wasn't on when it arrived. It wasn't on the shipment anymore. So it
And
was
the
And
wagon driver didn't notice.
no. That was the strangest part about it. It was a rather
Hmm.
large container too.
and they just didn't see that it was. So they have no clue when the shipment was taken.
Yes, it was loaded
Uh,
on from the town it was collected. But on the road, there was no ambush or anything of that nature. It just disappeared from the wagon somehow between the towns in Ironbroach.
Or the wagon rider just gave it to him.
Ugh.
He's our only witness.
There was a couple of guards with them too, for for that reason of the increasing number of banditry.
hmm.
Stranger that
And they
none
didn't.
noticed.
They didn't see a thing either.
No, they're paid to do
Huh.
that.
Hmm.
I don't know if we have enough time to do it, guys.
Hang on. We have. Well, that's quite a wide berth. I guess a wide area in which would need to locate. Is there anywhere in
There,
particular you would? Hmm?
now that I mention it too, now that you mention it though, something weird did happen
Hmm?
when the driver the driver mentioned that he was had strange nightmares during the night on the road.
Malcolm's eyes just kind of dilate a bit.
Strange
Nightmares.
nightmares.
Hmm.
Odd.
Dante does look at Malcolm with that, given
But that's all. It's the guards were on duty. They took shifts staying up during the night. That's just a strange occurrence. It's not really how it was stolen, but
Hmm.
that's something I guess I heard.
That is absolutely something.
Yeah.
Uh,
What kind of
so they.
nightmare?
Oh.
Well, it sounded like he said he had a dream. A nightmare. He was falling and he had a large bump on his head when he awoke. He said he heard a voice too, but he couldn't recall what it was saying.
That just sounds like normal dream stuff.
Yeah. Well, except for
Mhm.
the lump on the head.
Yeah, that's not. That is definitely not normal.
Yeah, I'm assuming he woke up not on the ground.
Well, they weren't sleeping on the ground. They were all sleeping on the ground.
But
Right.
this, they did take an overnight shift.
Yes, the guards. That's what they are paid to do. They took an overnight
Uh,
shift.
Then that means they probably checked the cargo at the very least in the morning. So that definitely narrows it down a bit. Are there any druidic circles that you know of that are in the vicinity?
Well, you got me there because, like I said, I don't know much about the druids. My business is here in Ironbroach.
Uh, right.
The assumption that they're just working with any bandits on the road, but probably the murder.
Perhaps. Well, that's a start, if nothing else. We can see what we can do.
Well, I would appreciate it. I can reward you if you can at least find out what happened to it. I will offer you 200 gold as payment, just so we can tighten security to make sure it doesn't happen again.
All right. And if we find the shipment itself?
If you find the shipment, well, if you find the shipment itself, then it will be 400. And like I said, if you find out what happened to it, I'll also let you take one of the classes in this district as well.
All right.
Probably pertaining to
Sounds
the
like a
dying.
deal.
Very well. I understand you can't get to work on it promptly, as this is there's not many leads, so just keep an eye out.
Will do. All right. And I guess with that, we'll kind of head off to maybe discuss amongst each other our next move.
All right. Yeah, you could walk away from. You can kind of go into the center of the textile district and perhaps do that. It's a pretty quiet place, so quieter.
Yeah, respect. Compared to the massive machinery, yeah, I'd imagine so. Actually, Ira's gonna rack her own brain. Um, because so I don't have a very good nature, but could I leverage the Oakshire history book, and then also the fact that she, has a little bit of experience with druids, given her dad, um, to kind of figure out if she knows about any circles that are in this area nearby?
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I'll let you do a check with advantage then.
Okay. What kind?
Nature.
History or nature? Nature. Okay.
Yeah.
23, natural 20.
Okay. Um, you know, they're the ones prevalent here, funnily enough, are the land and dreams. Those are the two circles that kind of the druids are known to practice
Huh.
around here.
Just to ask for a little bit of clarification, even though this isn't my thing. When you say nearby, is that like this city specifically, or
No, like in the forests, just in the general forest. Those are the ones that. Those are generally what the druids there kind of practice, and they're not.
Mm-hmm.
They're the druids are more like individual. They're just kind of like hermits in this one. In this kind of setting where they
Okay.
live in the forest and practice these circles. In this area, generally where you guys are, the land and dreams are the ones that are prevalent.
All right.
Mhm.
And when you say this area is like within the vicinity where we could get there and back within the day?
No, definitely not, because it's more so the area where you gotta kind of leave Ironbroach to go out on the road a bit.
Okay.
Right? You said it was
Mhm.
something like a day's walk at minimum, potentially two.
Yeah, exactly.
To me, it
Okay.
just sounds like we gotta go fast. There and back
A
again.
day's
That's
a day's walk we
kinda
can do, and because we know that they most likely, at the very least, had the die on the cart still by the time they took a rest. I assume we can kind of use that to get a general idea of where we need to stop looking at the very least.
about half the journey, potentially.
I just want to remind you, like the train is tomorrow evening.
Yeah, that's what my concern
Oh,
was.
it's
Like,
tomorrow
really
evening.
cutting it
Okay,
I
never
thought it
mind.
was.
tight.
I thought it was 2 days from now.
Right.
Yesterday
yeah.
We're on.
yesterday was the first day. Today's the second day. Tomorrow's the third day at evening.
Okay, it was 2 days out, not 3.
Yeah.
Good to know.
All right. So it sounds like we don't have enough time, so we may as well just go
Last
do our learning.
time for
What to do this
school.
after.
We do the class. Okay.
Yeah, because we just can't fit that in the time frame.
Yeah, at the very least, I would kind of share that with the group. Is like, yeah, and I mean, my from what I remember, my father telling me that at least in the areas around Ironbroach, they tend to avoid Ironbroach proper for a myriad of reasons. She kind of just gestures upwards, but in the forests surrounding, oh.
Just keep going.
Okay. In the forest surrounding, they tend to the druids that there tend to practice the circle of land, and probably more relevant to our case, the circle of dreams.
Dreams?
Yes, dreams. Dreams are associated pretty commonly with they are a form of nature in of itself, and their association with some of the more I guess magical aspects.
Maybe they know how to get to the promised land.
Maybe.
Regarding the dreams, though, that does potentially line up then with druids, given the nightmares on the road.
And
Well-
especially them producing real effects.
Alternatively, it could be the land druids trying to get vengeance on the area, given the and just gestures around the area, and then like points at Malcolm and say, "Remember his first reaction." That's a lot worse
Frankly, I
if
wouldn't
you're a
be
druid.
Frankly, I wouldn't be surprised, but
They could be
considering
working together. As in both circles, I mean.
perhaps, but I mean, if we can find any druids out there, it'll probably take some time. There's not really any. I can't imagine they have any like communal areas.
If I
They're
had to
they're
choose one- If I had to choose
the
one,
dreams
if I
are
was betting on, I would put mine on dreams.
Mhm. Finding any druid is going to be a hell of a task, though, much less any specific druid that caused this. So, we'll have to see once we get to it.
Problem is, the entire shipment was more than a day's travel out.
Yes, but again, they most likely still had it by the time they took that overnight rest. If these guards are worth their salt, I can't imagine they didn't check the shipments overnight and also in the morning beforehand. Which, given well, that narrows down the search quite a bit, given the fact that the druids probably don't want anything to do with Iron Brooch. We could probably assume they're not very close to the city, unless they are there to cause problems. So,
How close would we get to them by going to the mines? Because the mines are also kind of like a day out, aren't they?
The mines are kind of out in the mountains where you're going by train, so
Okay, so it's like the opposite direction of where
Yeah.
we'd want to go.
Exactly.
yeah, I assumed it was the wrong direction. Hmm. But for now, I don't think we quite have the time, considering we're on a bit of a time limit. So, we can take Talia up on her offer for those classes. And tomorrow, well, I suppose we can talk to Cedric about those hauntings of his. And then. You want to voice that opinion, Fire Ally?
No.
No.
Never split the party. All right. Yeah. Let's take Talia up on her offer at the very least. Tomorrow we can speak with
Why?
Cedric, and I don't know what we could really do to pass the day, but in the evening we'll be on that
We
train.
can pay for some other classes that we may or may not have failed.
You are welcome to do so.
All right.
Seeing the smithing classes.
All right, so we're going to take our classes now.
We're
Okay.
going to Tinker class.
Your free class. All right. So I posted 4 things, or 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 things that you are allowed to make in this class. You can pick one of them, and that is what you are going to make.
Okay, let's see. What do you do? AC 10, 10 hit points.
It is to tell you what it's going to be. It's going to be the history check to kind of get the the history on tinkering with these sorts of clockwork things, and then a sleight of hand to make it.
Mm.
And you will get tinkerer's tools and whatever one you pick. Again, this is going to be really hard to explain if Malcolm actually passes this.
Yeah.
I'll give you all a moment to read
Yeah.
what they do.
Reading.
Yeah.
I have to read my brochure.
Reading. So we got a hearing aid. Ooh.
Look, Dante can have an assistant.
Yeah, the healer V looks pretty helpful.
Hmm.
Yeah, I guess you could all just make one of each, but if there's one you really want, maybe you could like.
Yeah. The earwig looks really nice.
I think I'm thinking of the Menda pillar just because I can think of a lot of fun things I can do with having spools at my disposal.
Silk filaments, spools of threads, dyes.
I feel like all of this would be far too beyond Malcolm to actually be able to learn it, even beyond chance.
Yeah, I genuinely don't see how Malcolm could do any of this.
I want to see the attempt just because if he actually passes, it'd be really funny because the clockwork
Ew.
Fey Fly would just poof into existence.
I feel like he would have had to put it together by accident.
I maybe he's like trying to make the earwig, but then the fey fly appears or something.
Okay, I'm gonna make the earwig if you learn.
The mended pillar looks like it can do more than just your standard mending.
Yeah, that's why I'm going for it.
Okay.
I'm gonna go for the healer bee.
All right, and I guess the fey fly. Malcolm's trying to make something, but it will probably end with the fey fly.
Malcolm's trying to make something, but we'll roll a d4.
Yeah.
You know what? That's
Okay, so like I said, you go to the classes. You are taught kind of the history of these clockwork devices and kind of what kind of keeps them running and perpetually. And you will all do history rolls to try and pass it.
Okay.
Do you want the guy?
Oh, yeah.
I'm not happy.
That's awesome.
A nat 20 for Malcolm. You could still fail it. Don't worry.
Okay.
Yeah. So what were you saying about guidance?
I was gonna say I can either guidance myself or Proteus probably because I feel like Proteus getting the tool proficiency here is the best option of us.
That's
Well, to be fair, when I multi-class in the future, I'll get them anyway.
That's fair.
Yeah, actually, that is just a base thing.
And can't Malcolm still do the reaction guidance on?
Yeah, if I fail, we have our support sheep who is doing amazing work.
Yeah. You're just kind of you sit in your Proteus is passed.
Team.
Let's see.
Maybe Malcolm's just kind of staring at the gears kind of turning and like the example.
Yeah. Ah, dang.
Oh,
Ira has failed.
Oh well.
And
wow. Okay,
You
24.
got nat
Would've been
19.
nice.
yeah.
The wig would have been nice. Oh well.
So I guess you're still kind of moving on, Ira. It's just now you're making it, but it's not gonna turn out right.
Mm-hmm.
So you are in the second part. This will be a sleight of hand to actually put it together with like your little tiny screwdrivers.
There we go.
Malcolm is
He's happy to have failed.
Sleight of hand. And
Quick,
because
Malcolm, use your reroll.
Oh yeah,
can't
you have
help
the reroll.
anyone else
No.
on this one, Mr. Magic. So
I
here
got
we go.
myself again.
17.
All right, you have successfully done it.
No.
Oh, so only Proteus is the one to pass it. So which one were you making, Proteus?
I was making the Mendapillar.
The Mendapillar. All right. So yeah, you make this these small little insect themed little clockwork constructs. As you put it together, you seem to be the only one amongst your party actually gets this thing. Like you begin winding it up, and it actually starts moving while everyone else's theirs starts moving. But then they just kind of like fall, like pieces start falling off of it. Meanwhile, I think like Malcolm ate his probably.
Malcolm's is a box that has a lid that says dreams on it, and inside there is a piece of coal, and a nightcap is shoved inside as well. Like it's kind,
Wait, you
it's
mean
kind
the-
of like a little nest for the piece of coal.
Is this the piece of coal of yours that?
Yes. It's that piece of coal.
So you see something different. Like everyone, the instructor kind of walks by, and it's just that's Cole.
Yeah.
No, it's a pretty rock.
And,
It has all the colors. And
uh,
see, if you turn it like this, it gets sparkly. And he turns it, but it's just coal.
she kind of slaps an F on your shirt.
just a sticker of F.
Yeah. And
Malcolm looks at it and he says, I can't read.
she continues forth, and she kind of just shakes her head at your Dante's and Ira's kind of jankily moving and losing gears and parts. But Proteus, you get yours moving, and she kind of stops. And can I see that an example of that working?
Yeah, and he's going to fire it up, kind of like put his hand and give it like a little target to aim at and have it start spraying.
And yeah, it lets out that that string. Maybe it's like a caterpie.
Oh no, he returns.
Yeah.
No one's going to understand that.
And yeah, it's it shoots out the string shot, and maybe you present the kind of the mending property of it too, as it begins like just putting holes in materials back together as it crawls up.
Oh, very nice.
Very good. She then gives you the your smart hat, as Malcolm called it, and you you will now be proficient in Tinkerer's tools, and you get to keep the construct,
Yes.
and that's what you get.
Yes. Time to go and transcribe the big long words.
So if you want to make more of these things, you just come back and you've got to take the class again, basically.
Oh, we have to pay for the whole class if we want to perhaps have a chance at crafting these again.
Yeah,
And the class is like $200, isn't it?
yeah.
Ooh. Okay, that's unfortunate. Okay, well,
Checks easier if you have the proficiency.
You will have advantage if for Proteus he would have advantage on the checks.
We come back. Everyone's like, Proteus, go back and take the class and make me this.
oh, yeah, that's rather unfortunate.
I thought I had it.
Something about the process doesn't really click with me.
Shockingly, the actual gear work wasn't the problem. It was putting it all together.
Well, at least you seem to get something pretty good out of it, Proteus.
Yeah, he's probably still messing with it a little bit.
Being able to record would have been really nice, though. Oh well.
Yeah, well, to be fair, I have a little bit of experience with this. Not to this depth, but I had enough that it probably gave me an edge in there. It's like, what? You saw me fix Cedric's thing.
Well, yeah.
I wasn't doubting. I was just.
Guys, what does this say? He holds up the piece of paper with an F on it.
Does Malcolm still have the box with the coal?
Yes. Those were just things he had in his backpack.
How can you not read a single letter, but you know how to spell the word dreams?
To be
He
fair,
probably doesn't.
that letter does not appear in dreams.
It
I
doesn't.
guess that's fair.
More likely, he just knows that word specifically because it looks familiar.
Well, Malcolm, I think it says better luck next time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, something like close enough. Anyways, what to
I
do
will be honest, I
tomorrow?
don't think this was something he had a chance of passing.
No, not at all. Then again, like I suppose he knows how to make potions. So
Right, but as he explained it, it was grass soup, which at least makes an amount of sense if you think of how he thinks about it.
I suppose.
He eats plants constantly.
Yes, it's fair.
By the way, the command word for your mend a pillar is whatever you want it to be.
Okay. I'll probably make it something in dark just so it doesn't accidentally get triggered by Malcolm.
Okay.
All right. Well, so it's like end of day after the studying, right?
Yeah.
Or the class. What to do to pass the time tomorrow, though? I mean, there is talking to Cedric. We do need to do that.
We
There's
do.
potentially buying more weapons if since there's the masteries now, you might be able to make use of some. Well,
Well, that's not anything I
you
need to
being
get.
Malcolm, I guess, and
Oh,
me.
Malcolm already has like 5 weapons.
Okay,
He
I
bought a
have.
bunch.
Yeah.
To be fair, I have a metric ton of them too.
I don't.
Oh, yeah, I do have those 6 short swords that we should probably like see if we can sell for scrap metal
Wait, how
somewhere.
did you get 6?
From the bandits.
When the murder attacked us.
Oh, right, you just looted all those.
Give one to Dante, and then just sell the rest.
Does he need one?
Hold up.
You can use them.
Uh, you don't get the proficiencies from the first level, do you?
Yeah, you get it at the first level.
That's part of multi-classing because my first level was cleric.
Don't you just get it from?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I thought
Do
there
you
was a
have
special
proficiency?
ruling.
Do you not get weapon training from multi-classing?
I'm pretty
You
sure
don't
it's
get
very
weapon
specific.
proficiency.
There's a very good chance I actually don't have that.
Well, I
Yeah.
say we look this up later, and
Yeah, this is
for
a
now,
later
say
one.
we'll sell them all if you don't, and all but
Just-
one if you
just-
do.
Just say we keep one for now. This is a
Okay.
safety thing.
Sure.
So 5.
Yeah, I mean, I guess assuming I assume we can sell these for scrap metal somewhere in the in the metal district,
Oh wait, I checked it. Yes, you do.
in the
get
mining
that.
district. Oh, okay. Well, oh yeah.
Yeah. So you get the
So-
proficiency?
Mhm.
Yeah, okay.
It very. It's very specifically short swords is listed there.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you get short sword. Oh yeah, you could take one short sword and
Or even 2.
I guess. Well, he's got bonus action punch. I don't
Yeah,
think
I
he
got
needs
bonus
it.
action punch, and I need free hand for casting.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. Okay.
Anyways, let's. Yeah, let's just go quickly talk with Cedric.
All right. You're gonna sell the other short swords?
Yeah, let's see if anyone's willing to buy them. If nothing else, for like scrap metal or metal to be melted down.
You can get 5 gold per short sword.
5 gold, so that's 25.
I'm
All right.
trying to think if I dare try to redo the Cedric class. I don't think it'd be wise. A con of +1 isn't gonna do much good.
You really want it, don't you?
I want them all. I want them all.
All right, so you're gonna go to the steelworking district.
Sounds like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go talk with Cedric about the ghosts.
All right. So you make your way back to the very loud district that Malcolm doesn't like, where you notice the factory that you guys saved seems to be up and running once again. As you see various Aeron, Laron, and Agron kind of leaving it. The sounds of metal clanking from it, and just being large carts moved in there too as well. You go up that building that kind of the stairs kind of wrap around that central building up to that little quaint office, and you knock on the door where Cedric sees you for. He's like, "Hey, you four are back, hey! Come on in, come on in."
Yes, hello. We heard, well, from our friend that you had some strange issues involving ghosts.
Oh, you heard about that, didn't you?
Yeah, Anna told us about it.
Yeah. I told your merchant friend about that. Yes, they're up in a mine. We're getting a valuable resource from. Well, there's something strange happening up there. Every night, tools, carts, and even some of the ore itself just ends up vanishing. There's a few guards posted, but whatever's taken them is invisible. No tracks, no sign of struggle, just gone. The lads are getting jumpy, thinking the place is cursed or haunted or something. I'd like to say they're wrong, but I got no answers.
Even the night watch hasn't caught anything. Just up and next day they're all gone.
No, it seems to happen in the mine itself. So that's why they think it's something from deep in there.
When you say the ore's even going missing, you mean right out of the walls or anything that's just left there that's been mined out?
It's stuff that's left there, and it's gone.
Well, yeah, that's certainly an issue.
Well, there is one strange part. I say the tools are going missing, but it's really just the ends of the tools. Just pickaxes that are just sticks.
Specifically any of the metal.
Yes.
Yeah, anything metal's getting taken. Odd.
Very.
Are your workers eating it?
I don't think they would eat it. The magnesite is very valuable. We are contractually obligated to send it to Lumhausen. And if you see any of my boys eating it, I'd like some names.
Oh yeah, I suppose Aaron can do that. I wonder how that. Never mind.
Right, but if that's being used, I doubt that's being used on the actual tool heads.
No, that just seems unsanitary. Anyways,
Made me think it's a
hmm.
thief more than anything.
But a metal-only thief is very odd. Oh, it's certainly something worth looking into. You said it was in. You said it was what? Up
It's in
the
the
mines?
it's in the magnesite mines. I well,
Hmm.
I can get you there, but it won't be anything fancy.
Magnesite mines. So, where is it, anyways? Sure we can
It's up
handle that. Handle the traveling aspect.
it's up yonder in the mountains far north.
Hmm.
The lightning rail will take you there, in which I can give you tickets for, but like I said, nothing fancy.
Oh well, that's fine. Uh, ac- hmm. Actually, no,
Out of character,
She's
we
not gonna
already
say
have
anything.
the.
Yes, I know. But yeah, I was like, yeah, I mean, that's fine. That's certainly acceptable if you're willing to get us some tickets.
Yeah,
That'll certainly make the trek up there easier.
it it leaves tomorrow evening.
Oh, perfect.
By the way, I my some of my boys were talking about you leaving one of the mines with two big shells. What was that all about?
Oh, yeah, well,
We
we were just. Oh,
found a similar incident out here. There was what appeared to be an old mage deep in these mines, which is why we thought we might ask about the other ones as well.
Hmm. But
yeah, it's a
what
really.
what
Hmm?
drove you to go inside there?
Oh, well, uh, we heard there were what's it called? Rumors. No, well, there was some apparently some sort of like weird shouting in the mines. That skull was definitely the source of it, and all sorts of insane babbling in some ancient language. But we heard that it was an old mine used by what was it? The sorcerer lords.
Yeah, yeah, that's correct. Yeah, yeah.
And well, those places are always filled with old magic artifacts and things of value. Hence the shells. Those were quite valuable, in fact.
Yeah. Fortunately, I don't think I could do anything with those. I think you want to go see those apothecary about that.
Oh yeah, we're getting that taken care of.
Yeah, you probably made some bank on that.
Yeah,
I mean, Dante's probably still wearing the
He's
robe.
wearing-
Oh
Indeed.
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I guess so. You already did make bank on that, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Never been my style to stuff like that.
It's a bit excessive, I guess, and she kind of just looks at the like glittering robe, but it's useful,
Albeit,
especially if we're continuing to do these more dangerous jobs.
Well, I got some tickets here for you. Just make sure you arrive at the platform. It'll be in the central district, the train platform. And he hands you 4 tickets for the 4 you already have.
Yeah, she's like, perfect, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, just find out what's happened there. I can reward you all again if you get to the bottom of it.
I'll do. All right. Well, it's gonna be. It's a round trip, so it'll be a bit, but we'll see what we find out.
And just to tell you, we're contractually obligated to send the magnesite to Loomhausen. You are not, my friends. If you catch my drift.
Hmm.
So I could perhaps make something to make your travels a little easier.
All right. Yeah, if we're heading into the mine, if we find anything, maybe we'll talk to you about it afterwards. See what you're able to make out of this stuff. I've heard a couple of rumors about its properties from the the tailoring district. Nothing super concrete, given
Oh.
that's not exactly their trade, but
Alara. You got that out of Alara?
not Alara, just the people.
Huh.
Well, people like to talk down there. It sounds like.
Well, yeah, it becomes weaker if you heat it up. So he points to you, Dante. Don't try not to blow off too steam, otherwise it becomes more or less inert. Just how those nerds in Loomhausen want it.
Wait,
Interesting.
I mean, when they just freeze it?
No, once it becomes heated, it stays in the more dense state. They and once it's chilled in that state, they're working on some airship that's Talia's whole area of expertise. Those things ain't flying anymore.
but you're saying that there's a difference between it being heated versus not and what it can do.
Oh, once it's heated, it becomes sort of, they want it for the material, but if it's in the magnetized state, if it's chilled, it becomes almost lighter. It's very unique. I've been dying to, use my craft on it, but we're not allowed to.
Sounds like a hell of a material to work with if you can't even heat it without breaking it.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
You
I
almost
suppose if we find any, well,
Yeah, I think the trick
we're
is
not.
attempting to bond it with another metal, and I have some theories of cooking. I tell you.
potentially an endothermic furnace too.
That sounds like some sort of weird.
Do an insight.
That sounds more like.
do
Oh,
an
go ahead.
anyone with insight. Do an insight check.
Yeah.
That'd be me. Hello, +6,
Not me.
and I'll self-guidance.
All right.
21.
Oh.
Something really distinct went off there. As soon as Proteus mentioned furnace, you kind of just saw this grimace on his face before it just kind of he started going back to talking about the kind of, talking about nerds, but he's kind of nerding out about this metal.
Yeah, I would kind of mention at the mention of endothermic furnace, she'd be like, that sort of more complex stuff sounds more like Talia's. What is the point of
Well, I mean,
expertise?
you could work with it. It would just be a different way. It would be new and interesting, but you could really make a new artisan pretty much medium out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But never mind, Talia.
I'm not familiar. What
Ah.
endothermic?
It more or less would mean you'd make a cold furnace rather than a hot furnace.
Dante just looks confused.
He pats him on the back. It's okay. Not everything has to make sense to you.
All right. Well, yeah. Tomorrow evening, you said.
Yes, tomorrow evening.
All right. We'll see what we can do.
All right. Good day to you then. Thanks again for. He nods over to his factory.
Oh, well. Try to help out wherever we can, I suppose.
Yeah.
Like we want to just let something sit by and people potentially get killed.
Which is why
we
we're
do.
doing what we're doing tomorrow.
Yeah. Get killed. Never mind.
I do wish we were able to help with things sooner, too.
There were no casualties besides those crows, and I could give a flip about them.
Yeah, but... Well, I think you know what I meant.
Yeah. Well. You best be on your way.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right.
And
Well, have a good
again,
one.
Dante, you noticed like there was just kind of a distinct shift in the conversation based on the things that notably kind of like caused this tell you noticed were furnace and getting killed. But yeah, he kind of lets you go.
All right.
Well,
Time to go back to the room and ward it.
All right, yeah, you can travel back to your room and you set up the door ward.
Yes.
So you
Alarms, door ward.
accepted the tickets, and now we're going to be expected to be in two places at once.
I held my tongue for that entire conversation.
They're going to the
but
same-
You know I wanted to say something.
The tickets are going to the same place.
They are going to the same
They
place.
are
but
checking
now-
two completely different parts of the same train.
Not only that, if we're
The private suite is the one they check the most.
Okay. Do you think
That's-
do you think they're going to like tell Cedric that we didn't get on the train?
I mean, wouldn't the concern be if both Cedric and Talia send us off? You know, both
I
meet us
suppose.
there. Then we
But-
have to explain everything. I mean, wouldn't the other option have been just to explain we already had a means of getting there? Frankly,
I don't
guess we
think
would've
he
had to
would've-
explain the tickets, but
I mean,
Then
I
we would have had to explain the whole thing with Talia, and he doesn't particularly seem willing to
would have just insisted
talk about her.
that we get it by our own tickets and use that as our cover.
I mean, if you want,
we've been making a good amount helping out all the districts. It would have been
That
made
is
sense
true.
we've been able to purchase our own, but even so,
Yeah, I just didn't want to have our argument in front of him for obvious reasons.
Well, then how about this? If we can just use the normal tickets.
I feel like we
Talia
have
knows
to-
about the stuff with Cedric going on.
I feel like we might have to, I don't know, have some of us go to one compartment and some go to another.
I suppose. Well, here's the thing. Talia knows that, and even expressed sentiment about Cedric being, about not wanting Cedric to lose any more people. She knows that we know about that issue, and I doubt she'd be too upset about us helping both of them out, killing two birds with one stone. If she is, that's, well, maybe a little irrational on her part. Maybe we could explain that we're not exactly like sacrificing one mission over the other.
Well,
That
she has a
Uh,
private suite, and I want to see if there's anything of value in there we could find.
Well, we have tickets for both, so we have
That's why I'm
reasonable
saying
access to
Same.
both.
we'd have to maybe split. I feel like it might be best if Dante and I went there just because we met with her first.
Mm-hmm. I
And
mean, it's not like they're
perhaps,
going to be there.
yeah, my concern is who tells people who showed up and who did not. And or I suppose nah, I can't do that much.
If nothing else, tomorrow we can tell. If nothing else, tomorrow we can tell Talia that Cedric also expects us to be there, and that if she doesn't, if she wants to, if she, doesn't feels like there might be a confrontation there, a conflict of interest, she can. We can make sure she doesn't show up at the train if you're worried about her sending us off.
I think that makes sense.
And that way, Cedric is none. It does leave in the evening. We've got plenty of time. That way, Cedric's none the wiser. And again, if Talia has any issue with it, I mean, she's the one who told us about the issue Cedric was having. We can just say that we heard from that. Given that, we went approached him, wanted to make sure that no more lives were lost.
Something else came to mind. Do these tickets have a
Mhm.
return date?
Do they?
Well, you could just return the tickets back to Cedric.
No.
No. Like for the round trip.
Oh, no. They or yes, they do. They do.
Yeah, the round trip.
3 days, and you go back with them.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna be up there for 3
We
days.
have to be able to get everything done within 3 days. So granted,
Should
I
be
guess,
plenty of time.
I think we should just return the ones we got from Talia to her and just go with what Geek said.
Mhm.
Let her know that we did talk to Cedric. He wants us to do it. We don't want any fighting going on between them, so we're going to use his tickets, blah, blah, blah.
I feel like she'll be
Hopefully she's
upset
not.
that we're going to.
I feel
bad.
like she wouldn't care.
Unless there's
long
some
as-
other reason for her to be upset.
As long as we bring metal for both her and Cedric to work with, I don't think that either that she's going to care.
I think that's
Yeah.
probably our best bet. Because both are interested in working with the metal. And if we source it for both,
Yeah.
And like Geek said, she already said that we probably should look into this anyway.
Mhm.
So
She never said we should, but she did tell us that she wished him well on that
he
endeavor.
doesn't wish any ill will on any of
We-
his workers.
Yeah,
All right,
we could at the very least kind of express that that's what we interpreted that as.
Okay, yeah, so that's what we'll do tomorrow. We'll just explain that all to her and move forward.
I want to see what
she's
she
not
has in the
offended
private
by-
suite.
Well, you're sneaky. You can sneak in if you want to.
Yeah. If nothing else, we don't even have to necessarily return the tickets. Because, well, I don't know.
I mean-
I guess it's up to her if she wants the tickets back or not.
She'll probably want them back if she can recoup anything from those.
Yeah, probably get a refund on them if possible. Well, she has a private suite, so it's not like she's paying for that.
That's fair if it's a.
Who knows? Maybe she'll say, keep it and just go in there whenever you feel like it.
Yeah, exactly. That's my thought.
All right, that's what we'll do tomorrow.
All right, and then we go on to phase two of this discussion, which I guess Dante would have
I was
to
going
reveal.
to try to bring that up. Regarding Cedric, though, there was the other thing. I don't know if anyone else noticed it, but there was a very distinct shift in his demeanor at the mention of that furnace.
Seemed a little closed off at the end, but not the furnace.
I don't know what it was. I don't know if it's the simple fact that the furnace had something to do with the way that Talia works, or
I think Talia was making a furnace and it blew up, and that's why she wants it, or whatever she's working on, to work perfect, so that when. And Cedric was there when it blew up the first time, and that's why he's upset.
he was also. I this is potentially grasping at straws, but yes, he was also quite distraught over the mention of deaths in the workplace, especially after the mention of the furnace, which, if the two are connected, I mean, I don't know if Talia would have anything to do with it, but potentially there was some sort of furnace incident involving him.
Well, there was definitely something involving Talia as well, because she's very set on that and
Safety, yes.
well, it's more than that. It's also her drinking habits. Just the thought of it makes her want to try to douse it out. And as a poison type, she has to go a lot farther than the rest of us would to do so.
I did notice her drinking habits seemed almost like that of wanting to drown her sorrows.
Hmm.
But I didn't want to say anything because that felt presumptuous.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe kind of looks like Proteus looks at Malcolm. What's Malcolm doing?
He's just kind of standing there listening to them.
He's like, well, he's been getting wiser recently, which I don't know if we should be excited or concerned about, but he made a good conjecture.
That was a surprisingly coherent theory. Maybe, but I mean, there's no real way to confirm that as of yet.
There might be. We know that there's newspapers out here, which means that they have to have an archive somewhere.
Oh,
or a
maybe.
library of some kind. We could go and follow a paper trail tomorrow.
It's actually
Although-
potentially a good use of time tomorrow. We don't have much else we'll be doing.
Although I did want to do that class again.
So
I mean,
perhaps
if
you
you're-
take that while
if
the rest
you're
of us go looking.
I
Yeah,
don't
if you're
know
thinking
you'll
about a
need-
library, you can leave that to me.
I don't know if you'll need me, because I'm pretty good at those spaces as well, but...
Well, if you're still interested in taking that class again, I imagine you've got a good amount of your own money now.
Yeah, well, if nothing else, it's good practice. At not catching on fire.
Fair enough.
Kind
I try
of,
to give you suggestions, but I don't think they'll mean much coming from me.
yeah, it's something I didn't have to consider was smithing might catch your antlers on fire.
Yeah, when they're not, when they're made of like sticks, then yeah.
Wouldn't you be better going in as yourself?
No. That ruins the point.
Dante just looks confused. What? If the whole point is the knowledge, then never mind.
The point is nobody knowing its species.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, imagine what people will think when an election's coming up and there's a Zora walking around.
Malcolm has fallen asleep standing up.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well,
Just put a blanket
all
on
right, then.
him. He's now a table.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to say that people aren't going to make those assumptions, but that is quite presumptuous to assume that just because you're walking around, people would immediately start to accuse you of impersonation.
Oh, I don't blame them for
That's-
doing it.
right. I'm just suggesting that if it's going to give you a disadvantage in the class,
Well,
And you can just take the sticks off. They don't do
I mean-
anything for him unless someone's touching them.
maybe I'll go in as a Sawsbuck. They're also they have wooden antlers too.
Mm.
But either way, I need to learn how to use this disguise perfectly. This is my opportunity to do so.
Fair enough.
right, then you'll take the class tomorrow and we'll go looking through the archives.
After
At least
we
after
talk
our
with
mission.
Talia.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, we gotta do that first. All right, there we go. Plan in motion.
All right. And then you go to sleep.
Real quick. Ira, now that she has the component and the spell in her ritual book,
Mhm.
is going to cast Identify on the on Blightbane.
Okay.
Now that she can properly discern all of its properties before attuning to it, and any potential drawbacks if there are any.
All right. Let me just find it. So, yeah, the staff can be wielded as a magic quarterstaff. On a hit, it deals damage as a normal quarterstaff, and you can expend one charge to regain a number of hit points equal to the damage dealt by the weapon. Each time a charge is spent, red blood oozes from the staff's pores, and you must succeed on a wisdom saving throw, DC 12, or become with short-term madness. And while you are attuned to the staff, blights or other evil plant creatures don't regard you as hostile unless you harm them.
And there is still the creation of blights thing, right?
Yeah.
That you can command. So you can use. Okay, I'll look at the full description later, probably.
Yeah.
Can. So you can use a charge to heal, I think is what you said?
Use a charge to imbue your quarterstaff attacks with pretty much a vampiric touch, but if you you also do a wisdom saving throw and you will get short-term madness. That might turn into long-term madness if and then it begins to click like, oh, that's why you
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 10 charges. It regains D6 plus 4 at dusk. I'll give you like the full rundown on it afterwards. All right.
All right, yeah.
What do you guys want to do from here?
I think I was gonna attune to it afterwards, just being like, okay, so now we understand it.
Going for the madness straight away.
Interesting.
Huh.
You're gonna attune to
It
it.
doesn't. Hmm.
Isn't it a forced hour of attunement?
Yes.
It is a 4-star of attunement. Hmm.
So the party is going to totally see you do this, unless you
Okay.
And Malcolm's
Yeah.
not going to be happy because you took it away from him.
Yeah, well, I think Ira will explain to the other two party members, kind of like, so this is what it does. As long as you don't make strikes with it, it won't make you go insane. But it can do that.
Oh, it happens when you create the blights too.
Oh,
Oh, it also happens when you create the blights.
Yeah.
doing anything with it makes the
Yeah.
blood ooze.
Yeah. That's a.
Yuck.
Okay, well, maybe not then.
Okay.
If it does that when you create the blights, then she probably won't use it because the blights would be useful, but the insanity is not worth it. At least to her.
And it can be used.
Andromeda just hears her mulling this over.
It could be, and it could be used as a spellcasting focus, as you saw before.
Okay.
Yeah.
A druidic one or any?
Any.
Ooh.
This didn't have the curse properties. This would be incredible on Dante.
Conte, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, we'll see if we can maybe purify it somehow. Well, we're gonna go speak with druids soon. They probably know a bit more about how these things work.
Yeah, and you can destroy it too if.
How much do you
Right.
think that the druids will like Malcolm?
We'll find out when we get there.
They'll either be very
Bryce is
interested
just
or
saying
very
this
upset.
out loud. Malcolm can hear him say this.
Malcolm
Well,
fell
Malcolm's
asleep.
asleep.
Malcolm fell asleep.
While
you
we're
guys
in the
are.
morning?
No, we're still.
Yeah.
This is still night.
Oh.
Well, considering how those dreams reacted to him, I guess they'll either be very intrigued or very upset at his existence.
Then there's the whole plants around him part.
I'm sure they'll appreciate that at least. Anyways.
All right. So you take the long rest.
Yeah.
All right, Malcolm. You go into the familiar descent into the promised land, the land of Nod, where at first when you fall asleep during this really boring conversation, it's like you're falling down in darkness, but you just see these colors start streaking by. It's just like you're endlessly you're falling, just rotating through the sky until you see the lush green fields below you as you slowly kind of descend. It's not like you're cliff diving where you fall like a rock. You're just kind of falling like a feather in the wind. And you find yourself in a field of tall, soft grass under a starry sky. What do you wish to do?
Eat grass.
Yes, as no one saw that coming, as you duck down to eat this grass from the promised land. It's delicious. It's tasteless but delicious at the same time. For this is grass in your lucid dreams. It's how you wish it to taste, and it's that feeling where it doesn't taste like anything but the best thing at the same time, and that's probably just exhilarating for you.
It's dream grass.
However, above you, the stars start to blink out, one by one, plunging the lush, verdant green world into complete darkness. As suddenly, the grass around you begins to wither, turning to ash beneath your hooves, and the air grows cold, and you hear the faint whisper of a voice, a low, raspy sound carried on the winds that feels like the exhale of a dying breath. Dreams are lies, illusions masking the truth. But here you will see what remains when hope withers away. And from the shadows, a pair of glowing green eyes emerge, Malcolm. The figure looks like those legs again, those legs that you can't just fit to a body. They look twisted, covered in writhing vines and cracked bark, crowned with thorny brambles, and the voice grows louder and it echoes towards you. You who shelter in dreams, thinking them as a sanctuary, let me show you what they truly are. Fragile, ready to snap. As the ground below you, Malcolm, splits open, revealing a gaping maw that eats you! Then you wake up.
Yeah, he's just bleeding. I don't know what time it is, but he's doing that.
Yeah, everyone's getting ready in the morning. You wake up, you're at the same position you were as you fell asleep.
Yeah, so Malcolm's just sitting there, and all of a sudden he screams, guys.
Oh, my head.
Again?
The ground ate me.
What else
Nope.
is now?
Nope. You and the ground are friends. As you can see, the ground is upholding you and supporting
No, it ate
you.
me. It ate me
Yeah.
because the guy told it to eat me. I need the friend stick.
What?
No.
He had
The
tree
friend stick will
legs.
make you go insane. The friend stick will make you what?
He had tree legs, and there were thorns and vines. That's plant stuff. I need the friend stick.
Did it look like? Did it look like the weird tree that we found the friend stick in?
Nope.
Probably not related.
Okay, never mind. Okay, no, Malcolm, the friend stick will make you. Well, your mind is already. It'll make you more insane. It
Hey,
what?
I'm not crazy.
I don't believe that.
He pouts.
the, regardless, the stick will make you crazy if you use it. We can't have that.
Okay, but if
You're
if tree legs show up in your dreams, use the friend stick.
Grace is going to inspect his forehead.
He doesn't.
Malcolm's forehead.
Yep.
He doesn't have anything on his forehead.
Okay.
anything on the back of the head, or on the head in general.
Nope, his head is fine.
Okay.
Doesn't seem like the druids have gotten on to you yet. Well, I mean, if he had a dream about falling, and so did the other guy, but the other guy woke up with a bump on his head, I was just curious to see if that was possibly related.
Frankly, I think we'd be out of our league if a druid, first of all, caused that to that traveler, and was powerful enough to cause that to Malcolm all the way here, from wherever they are.
I thought we warded the room.
Anyone could do
We
a
did.
a perception or a medicine check, or yeah, perception or medicine.
Well, I'm not proficient in either of those.
Yeah.
I have perception.
I've got perception. I don't have
I'll
medicine.
do. I guess I'll do medicine. I guess just in case. Well, that's a 6.
You have. Oh,
I forgot to add the modifier.
I will self guidance. And that's 64 none.
Nice.
28.
Nice.
As you see Proteus kind of looking over Malcolm's forehead, your eyes shift down and notice he has a large puncture mark on the side of him.
Malcolm, you said this thing ate you.
The ground ate me.
That's a problem for concern. And he's gonna point out the puncture wound.
Oh.
Oh, that's not good.
Well, I'll reiterate what I said. We're probably way out of our league then.
This got through the MDRA ward.
Well, that's just an audit, like a divination.
Yeah,
Or
but
yes,
here's my second thing. We had an alarm spell up. It didn't trigger.
Yeah, whatever is doing this probably did it from the outside.
But all the windows are closed.
It
Because-
did it from my dreams, guys.
As crazy as it sounds, I'm inclined to agree with Malcolm.
Alright, I've been waiting for this moment, guys. I read the book on dreams. Is there anything that I read in that book about potentially being able to more or less enter someone through their dreams? Like it's like as if it's an open door.
Okay, you can do either a nature at advantage or arcana at advantage.
Arcana, baby.
Yo.
Let's see, that is a plus 21 plus 8. Dirty 20.
You do know there is a spell, literally called Dream, that could do. You did Arcana, right?
Yeah.
There is a spell called Dream that can do that, but it's mostly verbal, and like someone can give you nightmares through it, but able to hurt someone through it, that seems like something completely different. And it has to be some, if it's linked to the spell, it's a more powerful version of it.
And getting through the ward?
The ward only protects you from it. It's strange because Malcolm attacking someone in their dreams is it's kind of different because there is some credit to some of what Malcolm says. There is like a realm of dreams. The other stuff about like nightmare sheeps and stuff, that's baloney, but that could be how they got through the ward. Because his consciousness is somewhere else. They say it goes to like a different plane of existence when you dream.
Sustains injury. She's actually. Oh no.
I think it's time we call the not to.
Yeah. Well, they're not really going to be able to give us a very long-winded response. But I suppose something's better than nothing. What are we going to tell her?
Set up a location to meet up.
We could set up a location. I think it'd be best to just explain the issue. She is just as interested in Malcolm as, the rest of us. And so, if nothing else, she probably wants to know the phenomenon, and at least, and at best, she probably wants him alive. She wants him alive. So, if she wants to meet up with us, she can tell us that, but I think it'd be better. We'd be better off using our words to explain the phenomena itself.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, I have 16 words. Druids involved. Dispatched one. Stole, or dispatched one. They stole from from Iron Broche.
We don't know that for sure.
They may have stole from Iron Broche. Merchants and Malcolm attacked in dreams through all protections.
I would emphasize had that they had dreams, and when they woke up they had physical injuries relating to them,
Yeah, that's fair.
or just that dreams gave them physical
Attacked
injuries.
in dreams and sustained physical injuries.
25 words.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. We are still good.
Okay.
Yo,
So I'll just post what I did there. Druids involved dispatched one. They may have stole from Iron Broach. Merchants and Malcolm attacked in dreams through all protections. Woke with physical injury.
All right. Let me just think of the response to this.
Yeah, now it's the other side of the God. 25 words.
We love 25-word telephone.
Woo!
I can
if only we had twice. Oh,
I can be in Iron Broach in a few days. Tell me tomorrow if you need me to come. Mainly
All right,
because
well,
he
I can't respond to her, but that's,
yeah.
Yeah.
She's just waiting on a response tomorrow, basically.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That's what you get back from her.
Well, we'll have to respond to her tomorrow. Today, it's time to go back to school again, but I think we're out of time
Jeez.
to.
No, we can finish up this last little bit here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we want to do class first, or do we want to do
It's easy.
archive first?
The class is probably the
Yeah, class is the easiest.
hard problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just to circumvent it, it'll cost 200 gold.
Yep. Goodbye, money.
It will be a history and an athletics check.
All the rerolls.
Yep.
Athletics con. Oh yeah, we do have the rerolls.
History. Here we go. 15.
Oh, nice edge. All right, you got it. Now the hard part for Proteus anyway.
Yeah, it's con athletics, right?
Yes. Using your con instead of strength. Ah, aced it.
Hey!
Is there any
No
particular
reroll needed.
is there any particular weapon you want?
You making it was either a short sword or a rapier.
Like, oh gosh, I have so many weapons now. I'll have to like look through the list, but I'll find something with Nick or Vex I don't already possess.
Okay. All right. Well, you got that. And what was the other thing you wished to do?
While that was going on, I believe we were going to take the day looking at the archives.
Okay.
Specifically for
Well, first we were gonna talk to Talia, then we
Right.
were gonna go do the archives.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to do the Talia stuff later, but the Talia stuff would be done in the morning, so we don't, cut it close in the evening.
All right. We can do the Talia stuff now.
Oh, okay.
So you go to the automation district then, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You go to her office. She seems to be, well, her workshop. She seems to be working once again. And she sees you and says, Really, you came to see me. I'm flattered. I thought you would have been preparing for heading off in the night.
Well, we are in a way. Yeah, well, I guess in a way. For first of all, we were just wanted to make sure you were well, uh, doing all right after I guess those incidents. The not yesterday, but the night before.
Oh yeah, I'm perfect. I'm fine. You don't.
Hmm.
I didn't. I appreciate the sentiment, but I'm not paying you to check up on me.
Fair enough. Um, the other thing we wanted to do is just kind of rendezvous with you real quick, just to make sure there's no real issues by the time we get to the train. Um, you mentioned the issues with you mentioned the issues Cedric had well told us or that Cedric's men were having. And so, well, since we were heading in that direction, we were curious and spoke with him ourselves. We never mentioned you in the conversation, but
Wise.
uh, yes,
Figured it
exactly.
would
And
be
so
wise given
he, yeah, he wanted us to go over there and help with those incidents. We figured we might be able to try and kill two birds with one stone, make sure no one gets hurt out there, and also get that get that magnesite. Uh,
Yeah, but
and
then
so yeah,
he also gave us tickets.
that was,
exactly.
as Malcolm so bluntly put it. Yes, we didn't really want to mention that you'd already given us tickets during the conversation, and effectively, he's given us tickets to the standard coach, which is kind of why we come back to you with this.
Hmm.
How do we put this?
We just wanted to make sure you were aware that we were probably not going to be using the standard or your coach for obvious reasons, not wanting him to Cedric to raise a fit, right?
Well, the room is already booked for you.
Ugh.
I mean, you just go on. You can just go on. Doesn't matter what tickets you use.
No, well, I guess that clears up that concern. I was Proteus and Dante here were concerned that well aside from the double booking, which is
Yeah.
rather unfortunate. Um, we just didn't want any trouble with any sort of, I guess, conflict of interest. We'll still be collecting and we'll still be collecting and providing that magnesite, mind you. Just
Yeah.
wanted to clear that with you first, and since Cedric wouldn't really be as open to that understanding.
Yeah. Well, I would say just use the rooms. Well, for my sake too. I hated getting that car booked specifically for you, only not for you to not use it. So enjoy it. It'll only be an evening, or it'll only be a night, so may as well be cozy, right? She kind of like pats you on the back.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yes, yes.
Neat.
We never really wanted to come here and offend in the first place. Just all these details, and we don't really want to incite anything between you and Cedric more than what's already occurred.
Understandable. Probably blaming me for something else, but unlike him, I don't hold grudges.
Well, if it's any consolation, he's not really blaming you for the incidents in the mine.
Yeah, it's. I honestly don't know what's doing that, and I guess I have maybe just a little bit of respect to him. He's not blaming me for missing tools.
Workers think it's ghosts.
Well, I get.
I'm one to believe it's thieves.
Yeah. If it's any sort of, I guess, consolation for this, I suppose, mix-up, we can easily tell you what happened, what the culprit is afterwards, once we get back.
Yeah. I color me curious.
Oh. But yeah, that's really all we were. We just wanted to make sure that was squared away in case, well, whether some worries people would be coming to send us off and all that. Just wanted to clear things up, make sure that we didn't cause any troubles with that double booking. Or any more trouble between you and Cedric, notably.
Yeah, well, much appreciated.
Then I guess this is our goodbyes. We'll see you in 3 days, I believe it is.
Yes, 3 days from now is when the return is. Careful in there. Even though I don't believe in it's anything too dangerous. Just be careful in there.
We already did get a bit of a taste of the other mines, so hopefully that'll have us more prepared for this one.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I wish you the best of luck.
And I wish you the best of luck as well. She kind of gestures to whatever she's working on.
Yeah, it seems like the one she was working on before is complete, and she's kind of going on another one now.
Cool.
All right.
We'll excuse yourselves and let her get back to work.
Yeah.
Next up,
The
archives.
All right.
All right. This is the last thing you wanted to do in Iron Broach before you go to the train?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, there is kind of a library and archive of old newspapers. They kind of date back a while. So what I'll have you do is roll an investigation.
Yo.
And if you have any background,
I'm good at
things
those.
Good luck, you guys. I can't roll.
Ira does have what is the name of it?
Yeah, I recall seeing it somewhere in your character sheet. Something about library.
It is. Yeah, I think it's called library. Library access.
Yeah.
Yeah. Though others must often endure extensive interviews and significant fees to gain access to even the most common archives in your library, you have free and easy access to the majority of the library, though it might also have repositories of lore that are too valuable, magical, or secret to permit anyone immediate access. Yada yada yada. Additionally, you are likely to gain preferential treatment at other libraries across the realms as professional courtesy shown to a fellow scholar.
I will just give you what you're looking for with something like that.
Okay.
So what
right.
what are you kind of gonna? What kind of key, keys are you looking for here?
We were looking for what exactly? It was like a furnace incident involving both Cedric and Talia.
Yeah, any sort of furnace incident, any furnace incident, yeah, especially if it involves Cedric and Talia, and then any sort of if there's any sort of casualties.
All right, so you flip through and you definitely come across a headline: tragedy in the steel work district. Arcane furnace explodes. And what the headline entails is a number of years ago, Talia Sunder was working on earlier prototypes of arcane machinery, aiming to increase the efficiency in Brooch's forges. One of her experimental devices was a magical furnace that was also funded by the MDRA, designed to superheat metal using controlled arcane energy, making the forging process faster and less labor intensive. Talia convinced a few of Ironbroach's master blacksmiths, including someone named Malus Hammerstrike, to test the new furnace in their workshop. Despite concerns from the traditionalists like Cedric, Malus was open-minded and agreed to try the new technology, hoping it might improve her work or at least give her an edge in the competitive market. And Talia provided the furnace and the initial training of its use, and Talia emphasized the potential benefits and downplayed any risks. And during one of these trials, in the very same factory you guys saved, the arcane furnace malfunctioned due to a flaw in its design, and the device overheated and exploded, sending a shockwave of energy through the workshop. Malus, who was working close to the furnace, was caught in the blast, and she suffered severe burns and internal injuries from the explosion. Despite efforts by healers of the Hallowed Flames, who rushed to come and help this, this, you also learn this was Cedric's wife, and he was trying to save her. Malus died from her injuries a few days later. The incident was initially investigated, but Talia's influence and reputation for innovation led to the matter being kind of quietly dismissed, and the official conclusion was the malfunction was a tragic accident, a freak event that couldn't have been predicted. Talia expressed public sorrow for Malus' death, but did not face any serious consequences. She just promised to improve her designs and continued her work, arguing that innovation sometimes came with the risks. And that's kind of the extent of the article.
Oh,
That certainly explains a lot.
well, yeah.
I wonder then if there's more to her drinking habit.
mm,
She's still drowning this or anything else, but it most definitely explains Cedric's hostility.
it's hostility, distrust, and general distrust in the machines. It also explains her, I suppose, insistence on perfection.
I wonder if maybe she was good friends.
Perhaps. I mean, I don't think it. Well, it seems like it's affected her in some way. I don't think it matters if she was friends or not. That certainly explains it. That's a whole lot of family drama, I suppose.
Not really.
A lot of bad blood, at the
family
very
drama,
least.
Just certainly drama.
Bad blood, if nothing else. No wonder they. Well, no wonder Cedric blames him. Blames her. That means his judgment is clouded, and Talia's might be as well. In regards to, I guess, that's the situation as a whole. I don't think we can really trust any of Cedric's testimony as to any of the incidents going on. He already didn't seem like a very reliable source, anyways, but now for sure.
I mean, if it involves Talia, we have to assume there's an ulterior motive in that regard. But at the same time, I mean, I'm still getting caught up on one singular detail. The fact that the entire incident was swept under the rug. But if that's true and she's. Well, she could still just be grieving in general, even if she did sweep under the rug at the time.
Uh,
Maybe
was
then.
this was a few years ago? Was this still when I can't remember their name. What's his name was alive?
Yes. I mean the former Iron Chancellor.
Yeah, Chancellor. Yeah, the
Yeah.
former Chancellor.
Yes, he was. He would have been still alive. Well, he's missing, kind of. So that happened a few
Yeah,
months
yeah,
ago.
yeah. He's presumed missing, potentially presumed dead now.
Yeah.
Not sure.
He still would have been in his position.
Yes.
He still would have been in his position. It could have been that the Chancellor swept it under the rug. Maybe it could have been Talia doing it. Could have been Talia's doing, but the Chancellor could have just wanted to avoid that situation as a whole. No way to tell, really. Hmm. In any case, that's good to know. Good for profiling those two, I guess. I suppose. Yeah, I think that's all we're really looking for. Or that's what we're looking for. That's what we were looking for that time.
Okay. Would there be anything else you wish to do in this day?
So
I don't think so.
Okay. Then we will go to the evening where you go to the central district. You can ask around to find where. It's actually not hard to find because you just kind of follow the tracks. But you are led to this very large car where there's this large kind of multi-card train kind of sitting there in the middle of it. There's a Plusle and a Minen kind of standing on the outside, greeting several Pokemon going on a board right now. There's a kind of there's a herdier kind of accepting the tickets to go on board. Would you guys just wish to get them on?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
So, yeah. You guys kind of get in line with the rest. There's a couple dozen passengers. There's not too much. This is an 8-car train. So, you kind of get in line and begin kind of filing onto it. I'd like you all to do perception checks, though.
Okay.
Turn on your magic eyes.
19.
All right. Who wants to re-roll?
before. Dang. Okay. 23.
All right.
We're probably fine.
What you notice,
Okay.
Malcolm and Dante, is as you're getting on, you notice there's a Snivy kind of staring at you. And when you make eye contact with him, he kind of looks away. And as you test it in the corner of your eye, you see he's staring at you again. He's kind of in the back of the line.
All right. since we're up ahead, I'm gonna just briefly cast message to tell Proteus. I think we've got eyes on us. There's a Snivy behind us that's trying not to seem suspicious.
I can't remember if I can respond with. Well, I suppose I've messaged myself, so I don't need to ask such a question. He'll ask. I guess he'll ask. In return, does he have any magic?
From the glimpse I got, did he look like he was carrying anything magic or just standard passenger?
Are
I
you?
guess I would. I
Oh.
guess what he would do is message Ira and say, "Hey, can you look behind us with your magic eye, with your detect magic?"
Yeah, I was waiting for that. Ira would kind of look at you like concerned with a frown, and then yeah, she would cast detect magic and yeah, specialize.
Oh yeah, he's covered in magic.
Ooh.
What school?
Illusion.
Yeah.
Guy.
She kind of yeah, she kind of just kind of glances back to the group and says that's a member of the and with message to Proteus says that's a member of the murder. Illusion
We all
magic
have
all
this.
over him.
Wait. Oh my gosh.
He's going to telephone to Dante. Ira checked him out, and he's covered in illusion magic. So
Great.
By now, you're kind of getting onto the train now.
Yeah, I was just gonna look or kind of message Proteus real quick, be like, do you want me to just like say hi to him, let him know that we know.
Proteus, well, if does this guy have a hat? I assume not.
He does have a hat.
Oh, he's gonna say go for yeah, sure, and adjust his hat. That's the first thing anyone using that spell doesn't want to have happen.
I I I don't think Ira would want to get close to him.
Yeah, he's kind of back in the
You know-
line too, so you'd have to kind of break off and you'd kind of make a scene going back to him.
Ira just kind of whispers to Proteus, not even casting a message, just say, I'm just gonna give him a warning.
I could do it too if you want. I could do it right now.
Sure. You know what? Fine.
All right, Proteus will cast message and point at the Snivy.
All right, what are you saying?
We know that you want to find us, but we found you first.
Can he respond?
He can.
Yeah.
Oh, whatever are you talking about?
Hmm.
I would love to talk.
I guess Proteus will just message back. Well, he says he wants to talk. Might as well.
Oh, there's four of us and one of
We'll
them.
have our eyes on him one way or another. He'll message the Snivy again and say, very, very well. We'll hear what you have to say.
All right. You board the train and you see everyone kind of they offer to take your luggage, but you realize you have a private room, so they're not going to take your stuff.
Hmm.
But you see the Snivy kind of go towards one of the seats, and kind of stow some stuff away. But he just begins looking at you again.
Is there like a rant, like a like? I mean, I guess there are like several like cabins, I guess, in the train. But is there like a booth that we could just sit at a public area?
If you go to the battle map, you can actually get a view of the car you're in.
Ah, it's zoomed out. I can't find it.
Yeah,
I can't find it. Okay, let me just refresh.
Yeah, just zoom out and find. Here, I can.
I'm
just
just
do
zooming out.
I don't see anything.
I'm seeing nothing but a black bell map.
Oh, is there fog of war? There might be.
Yeah, the fog is on.
We might be blind.
There you go.
Uh-huh.
There it is.
Yeah, so we'll just kind of sit down on one of the sofas. Just be like, heard you took an interest in us.
Oh, yes, of course. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Professor Albie Fizzlewick from Loomhausen University.
Mm-hmm.
I just noticed you seem to be well-traveled sorts. May I ask, where exactly are you all coming from?
Is there anyone else in like our little cabin area with the door and all that?
I'll say no. You're kind of alone here.
You can drop the act, you know.
What are you talking about?
I can see the illusions on you.
What illusions?
Irish is gonna kind of reach out for the hat.
So, when you when you reach out for the hat, a hat actually does fall off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But
but it's gonna.
But is the other one still there?
I guess not, because when you knock it off,
Yeah, it'll show how big his head really is, though.
you see the form of the Snivy fade away, and now there's a Smeargle there. Oh crap!
I was gonna pick up the hat and just put it on her own head.
Hey, give that's mine. That's mine.
Okay, yeah, she'll hand it back.
Okay. Whoa. Let's not get hasty here. You've got me all wrong. Okay.
Hmm.
I'm just a journalist. Okay, I'm just a humble journalist. Totally legit. I swear.
What's your name?
I'm Arlo Quickquill. Ever heard of me? People hang on my every word.
Yes.
Actually, I think
Yes,
we have
actually.
heard of
He
him.
wrote the article, didn't he?
Yeah, he did write the article.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He did write the article about us.
They say I'm the voice of the people. Yeah, that's right. And people love me, and I've been following you because you're heroes. The world needs to hear your story. Think of the headlines: "Brave adventurers save Iron Roach from sabotage." You want that kind of publicity, don't you?
Wow.
I'm just gonna look to the rest of the party.
Dante's just got a hand on his face again, just like thumb over one eye and the other finger's just on the other one. Just
All right.
didn't-
Maybe the disguise was a little much, but hey, in this line of work, you gotta stay incognito. You know, it's how we professionals do things. Totally above board. And hey, stalking's a strong word, don't you think? I'd call it shadowing. Yeah, shadowing. That it's all the greats do that.
Buddy, you're the first one to mention stalking here.
Well, I was stalking,
Sorry.
no shadowing.
sorry. First of all, we've had some issues in the past with people disguising themselves. And typically that ends with a couple knives being thrown around.
Oh, I don't have.
Um,
I don't. Arlo Quick Quill doesn't carry knives. He just carries quills.
I frankly, in your line of work, I'm surprised you don't have any sort of self-defense, but okay. Um, I, regardless, yeah, apologies for the presumptions, but yeah, we've been a bit on edge as of late. And, well, we're not exactly looking for publicity, but I don't know. She kind of looks to the rest of the group. We're not. I'm not opposed to an interview. If you really, I mean, you've already written about us. It seems.
Oh yeah, I couldn't catch you. I was looking all over the factory for you. I could only get a descriptions. I hope I got your portraits right. It was just going off based on what that old curmudgeon Cedric told me.
Well enough, with minus the sticker that
Oh, that
got
Jasper.
plastered everywhere.
That Jasper's ruined my work. I saw over every newspaper his ugly mug over that guy. He points to Malcolm, over that guy.
He covered Anna's pin, and he shows the pin that he's wearing.
Yeah, I think I did a very accurate replication of that pin, and no one will ever see it.
Yeah, that's too bad, because she really wanted people to see it. That's why I'm wearing one.
Well, the point is, all I wanted was an exclusive interview from the heroes who save Cedric's factory. It will do the Iron Roach Gazette a tremendous service.
Okay.
Okay, so where are you all from?
One second.
Hel- Helm Helmfirth is the where we're all from, where we kind of met up, and where we headed out from.
Oh, so you came from a backwater beginning. That's amazing. That just proves anyone can rise up to the occasion, right? All right.
Something like that. Is this an interview or an origin story?
Maybe a bit of both.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll work it in with that. Editing can make anything happen.
Oh.
All right. So yeah, what kind of spurred you into action when you went to go save Cedric's? Was it just a heroic duty? It feel like you just needed to go there? Why'd you go there? Why'd you help him?
I didn't want people to get hurt.
Very
We're already
commendable.
kind of in the area, and I mean, factory explodes, and what else are you supposed to do?
I see. Paragon for life. Got it. And he kind of goes through just a bunch of questions that, if you're actually going to humor this interview, then yeah.
You know what? Sure, yeah.
Okay. Very wonderful. Very well. Thank you so much. A lot of people usually just punch me in the face. That's why I had the disguise on. I was gonna try to get you to answer these questions on the sly. It feels very good when we could just be open with each other, right? Just talking to each other, eye contact. It's great.
People punch you in the face when you're not disguised?
Oh well, when I'm trying to get a scoop, yeah. Sometimes they punch you. They just don't want it. Like I was trying to interview Talia's people, some of Cedric's people. There's rising conflict. That's a gold mine for the paper. But some people just don't like talking about it.
Fair enough, I suppose. I can't imagine disguising yourself would do you any better, but I guess if it gets results, you do you.
Yeah. Well,
I feel like that would lead to more people punching you in the face if they found out.
well, it's under a different persona. It's just I can't help but not be myself when I just don't have a disguise on. It's role playing, I guess.
You roleplay as yourself?
No, I mean I role play as someone. You know, I was gonna go as I forget what I was gonna go as. What was it like Alvy Fizzlebottom or something?
Something.
I was gonna try and just subtly get these questions out of you with being a little nerdy. But yeah, it feels way better when we can just be ourselves, right?
I suppose so.
Well, thank you so much. I'll let you go on your way. I guess we're gonna be on this train for the night. But
Yeah, wait. Did are you heading out to the mines for any particular reason, or did you just
well, I was just
follow us onto the train?
Yeah, I was just following you. And now I'm just kind of
How did you
stuck.
get
It starts moving.
How'd you get the tickets?
Wait.
Yeah, it's like, huh.
Guys, we forgot to
Ye-
tell Anna where we're going.
It.
Oh,
Huh. Um, as Arlo kind of thanks you for the interview, you guys are taken to your private little rooms, and just for the sake of the map, here is your room. Who do you want in each room?
Ooh, fancy.
The north room or the south room?
Oh, there are two rooms.
Yeah.
There you put it. Who's sleeping with Malcolm?
You have to draw straws.
I feel like Ira should, in case he gets hit with something again, she might be able to see if there's any lingering magic on him.
that
You know what? That's not a bad idea.
yeah.
Although I will say, Ira cannot ward both these rooms. So she's the room she's in is warded. The other guys, y'all be fine if you get stabbed.
I feel like we're actually fairly well off if we're over here, considering Dante and Claudius would be able to cover each other.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, and we'll leave it off at right there as the train kind of gently just chugs along the tracks. And maybe it's your first train ride as you take off to the magnesite mines. All right. This was totally a shopping session, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I do have to apologize though, because I noticed something I did during the session that I really shouldn't have. I got to apologize for railroading you so hard.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Yeah.
Anyways.
We'll go off on that horrible thing. All right. See you all later, guys. We'll see you next week aboard the Lightning Rail. Bye.
Bye.
All right.
Bye.
Okay.